Still way too loud, that is. Hello and welcome to the United Stand. How are we all doing? It's Leicester versus Manchester United. The team news is about to come flying in. We're getting very close to Christmas. I hope you're all very happy. A few results have gone our way. I actually predicted 4-0 City Bournemouth in Super Brew, so that's a perfect score, but that was inevitable. But Chelsea dropping points at Everton, I thought they would win there. Liverpool and Arsenal drawing last night. I don't know what score is. I don't know what score is in Burnley versus Spurs. Actually, I'm gonna have a quick look at that. But they were one up, and they're still one up. But oh, that was disgusting. It could end up being a draw. Which would be good. So United win tonight, and we're more or less clamping down second place, which would be very good for us, of course. Please do drop a like on the video and get sharing, let everybody involved. Team's about to come in any second now. Just want to give a big shout out as well. This deal has only just come through. And Ian Byrne, 22, he emailed us this afternoon. He won the United shirt last week from the deal through Ladbrokes. We've got one through Coral tonight, which is basically sign up, £1 bet, you get 25 to 1 for a goal in the game. Not for United, not for Leicester. One goal in the game, you get 25 to 1. It's a £1 maximum bet, but you get 25 to 1 back. Link is in the video description. Absolutely fantastic offer that is. But in addition, as per usual, we are giving away two, because it's Christmas, 2 Manchester United shirts as well for anybody who signs up on that link in the video. No, you don't get 2 if you sign up. Whoa, reel that in. We're giving away 2, and we'll pick 2 winners from everybody who signs up through the link in the video description for that 25 to 1 offer. Ian Byrne won it last week, and he's emailed us, and he hasn't said what top he wants yet, but he's getting that's been sorted out. We're going to give away 2 tonight as the United Stand, plus that fantastic offer. Link in video description. You've got literally about 45 minutes to do it. Open another browser, get on with it. But team news should be in any second. Apparently Lindelof is playing at right back. That's what I'm getting anyway. It's not come through for me yet, so you lot could be a little bit ahead of the game here. Oh, please don't. How the hell could that have happened? Are we getting any lag here? Because I'm having problems with Twitter, which is just bloody typical. Let me get back. There we go. Team news is in. Okay. Martial starts, which is always a good thing when I look at the team. No Zlatan, which is even better. De Gea in goal. Lindelof, Jones, Smalling, Young. So Lindelof will play as a right back. I don't think that's a bad thing at all. Didn't see that coming. Jones and Smalling centre backs. Ashley Young. Matic and Pogba, very good. Mata, Lingard, Martial, Lukaku. I'm happy with that team. I'd like to have seen the 3-5-2 to be honest, but Romero, Rojo, Shaw, and Herrera, Mkhitaryan, Ibrahimovic, and Rashford, a very strong bench as well. So this is 3 points for United. I'm going to be very confident about it and say that we're going to win this one 3-1. Very happy with that side. What's everybody else think? Lindelof at right back, I'm happy with. No Zlatan, which is good. Banter's back. Mad Marcus, we're waiting on him. Jones is right back, says Could be. But I like Lindelof, and he can cross, says SGS. Lineups are up. Banter, we're talking about that. Hi, Mark. Mark Atherton, I would suspect the offer is for new customers with Coral, I'd be honest with you. You can try it, but I would suspect it is. Oh no, Shaw should be starting, says Bad. Oh, you know what? Lindelof's starting, and I think that's a positive. I think he's been a bit unlucky, to be honest. It is a strong bench, Sushas, and why not Shaw? A lot of people on about that. I'm happy with it. Brevy Boy's happy with it. Merry Christmas, Mark. Happy New Year, says Carol O'Mahony, and Merry Christmas to you and everybody, of course. Let's not forget about that. I've got some big shows planned for you. Hashtag Terry out, says Lorcan. On the United Stand, he ain't going to be on the United Stand, so don't worry about that. I think Lindelof is too slow for a fullback, but he's good on the ball and can cross. I think you're going to see a different side to Lindelof, Andrew K. I mean, I tend to agree with a lot of what you've got to say, but I do tend to agree with... I disagree with you on that. Richel's excited. Let's see what happens. I think we're going to win tonight. I can't see a situation where our Christmas is going to be ruined by a bad United lineup. Apparently the One Football app says it's Jones at right back. Could well be. I think, I'd like to see, I'd probably prefer Lindelof. No Twan Seaby's a good point from Canal. I agree with you, definitely. And Atkash thinks that he is finished. Atkash isn't finished. He thinks Luke Shaw is finished. get Mad Marcus on. Where's my live comments? Come on, Man United, says Thomas Hudson. Marcus, can you hear me?
Hi, mate, you all right?
I'm good, thanks. You?
Yeah, not bad. I was ready, mate. I was waiting for you.
Oh no, I just realised I've got to call you both tonight, which I will get cracking on with. But give us your thoughts on the team. I'm pretty happy with it, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it's a good attacking lineup. I honestly thought he would have maybe gone a bit defensive tonight after the result on Wednesday.
Yeah.
But Lindelof at right back, I'm interested to see how that works.
I'm very happy. I've got to be honest, just to butt in. I'm very, very happy, and I don't know what people think at home, and you, Marcus, as well. I'm very happy that Martial's starting, because he's not. I don't think he's been terrible the last few games, but I think maybe last season this is the opportunity Jose would have taken to drop him, and the fact that he's picked him, despite he hasn't scored for a couple of games, I think is a real positive in the relationship between Mourinho and Martial. It just shows that he does trust him as much as we do as the fans, and I think that's a positive as well.
It is, because Wednesday night was a disappointment for everyone. I think, not just us fans, but everyone concerned with Manchester United. Very disappointing result, very dire performance. And I think really after the game Wednesday, he could have actually took the easy way out, Jose, and dropped Martial completely. I think, because I don't think anyone had a decent game, did they really? So to see him stick with him after the performance Wednesday is a surprise, because we know he likes to chop and change, and we know he prefers Rashford for the defensive work. So it is a good attacking lineup. It's a positive lineup, and I'm hoping that some sort of performance comes with it. I really do.
Yeah. I think we're joined by Ross now as well. Ross, can you hear me?
You are joined by Ross. How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. We got the Christmas party dream team. If nobody saw the Christmas party on was it Sunday night? I can't remember. I was so hammered by the end of it. I think it was Sunday night, wasn't it? It's still up on the Mark Goldbridge channel. You can watch that. But the dream team's back by popular demand for a Christmas Manchester United match. Give us your thoughts on the team, Ross. Lots of positivity from the live comments and me and Marcus. A few people talking about Luke Shaw's absence and a few outsiders for Twansibi. I never expected him. But give us your thoughts on the team.
Luke Shaw was never going to play when he played 90 minutes midweek. He's fit, but he's not match fit. But I think he's getting there. But he was never going to play today, so that was not a shock for me at all. But I'm really happy with the team. I think this right back thing is quite interesting. I did hear a bit of what you were saying, and I think Lindelof is the better fit at right back because of his ball playing ability. It'd be nice to see how well Lindelof can cross as well, actually, because we all know Phil Jones can't cross for toffee. But the rest of it's fantastic. I like Martial, Lukaku, Mata, Lingard. I think it worked really well, and I'm going with the positivity of you two as well, and I think that we should flatten them tonight. And do you know what? Historically, I think United, forget midweek, but United have always played better of an evening. I don't know if it's the lights, but yeah, we seem to play better.
Yeah, I just think on that as well. I mean, the Bristol City result was very, very frustrating. But for me, it was more about this is why we need to make signings in the summer. The backup players, no Darmian, no Blin tonight, which I think is bloody fantastic. They need to go. But I think the big difference for me tonight is that Matic is back. But most importantly of all, because Pogba did play on the weekend, and so did in midweek, and so did Martial, and they were very poor. I don't know what your interpretation of it, Ross, was, simply because I would ask Marcus, but I know you're a big fan of Lukaku and we've spoken about it a lot. For me, the reason Pogba was so bad in midweek, it reminded me of last season, is because Zlatan plays so deep and comes into his spaces. Pogba can't run into the space because Zlatan's in it, and he can't play his decent long ball because Zlatan doesn't want to play that way. So I think we'll see Pogba back to his best tonight with Lukaku stretching defences, creating space, and he's always got that out ball. And the same for Martial.
Yeah, Pogba missed two players. He did miss Lukaku, you're right. And I thought actually when Lukaku come on, I thought Lukaku was fantastic when he come on.
Yeah.
And despite a good save, he'd have scored a brilliant goal. So he really benefited from that when Lukaku come on. And he also missed Matic. Because yes, Pogba got exposed a little bit for the defensive side of his game, but he didn't have Matic as cover. So when he did lose the ball in midfield, there was nobody protecting him. So he's got it perfect today. He's got the players that he needs in front of him, and he's also got the players that he needs in behind. So you'll see the real Pogba tonight. We all will. So, yeah, I think Lukaku... Zlatan doesn't move. He doesn't move. He wants to stand sometimes not in the box, and expect people to just give him the ball, where Lukaku realises that you need to work for the ball. You've got to move and create.
I'm glad people actually read the scrolling team news below, because a lot of people will say, what's the team news throughout the next hour, and it is going on the bottom, but many people do read it because Lindelof's good, but he can't play number 10 and at right back, and I had put him in there twice. It's Lingard obviously in at number 10. Interestingly enough, I mean, Lingard's, Marcus, you tend to fancy the underdog. He's obviously a first team player now, and you know, clearly very important to Mourinho. I do think that when we get a proper number 10, he'll be back on the bench where he deserves to be, but we worded that wrong, where he probably should be if we want to be title winners. But he's certainly you know, rested in midweek, a big important player for United.
He is, considering you know, I always go back to the Huddersfield game when Lindelof came on. People absolutely lambasted Lindelof for the 2 goals. So since then, his form has been really good, particularly the Arsenal game. I think it was he played really well for me, and yeah, he is becoming a vital first team player in space of Bay, no doubt.
Yeah, definitely. What's your score prediction for tonight, Marcus?
I'm going to go 3-1 United. I think
Copycat.
Jamie Vardy can cause a problem, and it's the pace between the centre backs that worries me. So 3-1 United for me.
It's all right. Smalling's back. Ross?
2-0 for me. That chav ain't getting nothing out of us, mate. Yeah. He may beat the back four, but we've got the best goalie in the world in goal again. And I think, wow, did we miss him midweek? It just goes to show you how important he is to us if we didn't know that already.
Yeah, I think we'll be comfortable today. I mean, Crystal Palace beat them 3-0 last week. They're not the Leicester that won the Championship. Of course, they can beat us, but I think what we'll see tonight is what I've said about the Premier League this season, and Ross has said it previously as well, that I think below the top 5, the standard's not good. And I think, you know, even we're able to go to teams like West Brom and comfortably get 3 points. So I think tonight we will actually win. I've gone 3-1 as well, same as Marcus. So I think we'll be comfortable. Never say never, because anything's possible. I think Drawty's in the live comments. Let's all wish him well. He has been a bit ill lately, last couple of days. No one wants to be ill for Christmas, so I hope he's back raring to go soon. Just a reminder for anyone who wasn't at the start, I must do this because we only literally got this offer. We were meant to get it yesterday for the preview. It's literally coming in the last hour. The link in the video description. We did it last week through Ladbrokes, and we were giving away a shirt as well, which Ian Byrne won, and he's emailed us to collect it, so he's going to have that for Christmas. But 2 of you, I got it the right way around, 2 of you could win a shirt via the United Stand. I always say the black one, because the black one's the best. You don't want to go boring grey. We lost in it again the other night, and the red one's a bit Murray band. So 2 black Manchester United shirts available for 2 winners tonight. All you've got to do is sign up through the link in the video description for the Coral betting offer, which is you put £1 on, you get it at 25-1 for a goal in the game. Just a goal in the game. You'll get £25 back in free bets for if there's a goal scored. Link in the video description, exclusively through the United Stand, and anybody who signs up goes into a draw to win 1 of 2 Manchester United shirts. Ian Byrne won it last week. I think we had about 20 sign-ups last week, so if you go by that this week, you've got a 2 out of 20 chance of winning a United shirt for Christmas via the United Stand, and there will be goals tonight, so you'll definitely get your money back as well. So ho ho ho, says Snaps. Yes, and I must admit I've been pretty bang on this season in relation to predictions, so we will win tonight. Totally confident. Do smash the like button though. We like 1,000 likes on a video before we go live, just as a backup. Yeah, we'll win comfortably tonight. I've got no doubts about it. A lot of questions about where's Lindelof playing, says Manchester United. I think he's playing right back. Some people think Jones might be right back, but I go with Ross. That crossing ability from Lindelof, it'd be nice to see him at right back because it's, you know, strings to Lindelof's bow, and he does have the ability to put a cross in. That's his strongest part of his game. Not crossing, but ball distribution.
You're asking that to me, mate?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, there was only one idiot manager that put Phil Jones on corners, and I mean, what was that about? And we all saw how tragic he was. So we definitely don't want him at right back. And he's been so good at centre back for us this season as well. So he probably deserves a run out there. And he's got a better partnership with Smalling as well, to be honest. So it makes all the sense to have Lindelof at right back. I still think Lindelof's strongest position is centre back. It's a right-sided centre back as a back three, but like you say, another string to his bow. And you know what? I'm really backing him to have a really good game today. But what I don't want that to do is everyone get on the bandwagon and let's start playing Lindelof at right back, because he's not. His best position is centre back. He's a ball-playing centre back, but he will have a good game today. I've absolutely no doubts about it.
Yeah, and at the moment there's nobody better than Valencia. There's a few people in the live comments just to clarify a couple of things with this shirt offer and the Coral offer. It's for new customers. Somebody was asking that before. So if you're already signed up with Coral, you're not legitimate or eligible for it. You might be legitimate, and it's not 25 to 1 if there's a goal scored. It's actually better than that. It's 33 to 1. So it's a minimum pound bet, maximum pound bet. 33 to 1, and the link is in the video description, and everyone who signs up for that before kickoff will go in the draw to win one of 2 United shirts. But it's 33 to 1, not 25 to 1, so that's even better. Get yourself signed up, link in the video description. Marcus, Liverpool Spurs have gone 2-0 up apparently, but
yes.
Mark, the Mirror is reporting this evening that Van Gaal is urging Blind to quit United for Barcelona. Please, what do you think? Well, Marcus, you're a guest. What do you think about that?
Ooh.
Blind wants to quit for Barcelona.
To be honest, I wouldn't really be too bothered if he did do, but I think it would be a bit of a mistake because Blind is a good utility man for me. He may not get much playing time at Barcelona either because they have got stars, haven't they, in their team. So I would expect Van Gaal to tell him that because didn't his dad or something take over the Dutch team?
Yeah.
And Van Gaal's a prick as well.
Yeah.
That's why.
So I can see where Van Gaal's coming from, but I think from a United point of view, he is a good, like I say, utility player. He can play a number of positions, albeit he may not be able to play them well, but it's still an option for us if something goes terribly wrong during the season.
You see, I personally, I don't know what you think, Ross, I personally would let him go. I mean, how many people have said in the comments over the last 2 years, play Blind as a CDM? And how many times have I said, and maybe you've said it and others have said, too slow and too one-footed. And, we ran the experiment on Wednesday and it ended... I thought he was taken off injured after about an hour because he went straight down the tunnel, but apparently it was just Mourinho was just absolutely stunned by how bad he played. But he's a decent centre back backup. I agree with Marcus on that. But we've got loads of centre backs now. I think cash in on him and it frees up a squad place for somebody better.
Yeah, I think you have to treat footballers like human beings as well as footballers. Another classic Van Gaal saying that, but as Marcus was saying, he's an asset to us regardless. He's a bit of an asset, but I'd let him go based on the fact that actually he would probably really suit Barcelona's playing style. I mean, they made a centre-back out of Mascherano, and he can run about 3 miles an hour, so his pace won't be an issue. His ball-playing will. They would love the fact that he can string a few passes together. So I think he'd actually fit into their team, and he might even get first-team football there. And to give someone a chance first team football in the best team in Spain, or play as a outside of the squad player for a team that's second in England, I think you grant him that wish. And I'd let him go, and I'd say for me, I like Blind. It'd be sad to let him go, but he isn't ever really going to make a career at United. He's always going to be on the fringe, and if we did strengthen, you'd worry that his position will become not sustainable.
He's also a player that we can get some money from, and I watched did a watch along for the Barcelona Madrid game today. What an interesting game of two halves that was. But I think Daley Blind would settle in perfectly at Barcelona, and what I would be opposed to is if he played well for Barcelona, people suddenly started saying, "Oh, we've made a mistake," because you tell you what, you watch some of that La Liga, and Daley Blind could do that with a cigar on. I mean, defensively, they get so much space, and he's a good footballer as well. I think he'd settle into Barcelona quite well, but I just don't think he's good enough for United. I'd cash in on him, to be honest, and same for Darmian, of course. I think January's massive for United, but tonight's tonight. Get 3 points tonight. Burnley, Southampton at home. Expect 6 points there. A lot of results have gone our way today. We can start to solidify that second place. We're obviously not going to catch first, but and then build towards the summer and the Champions League potentially. Again, watch Barcelona, Real Madrid. Not convinced that they're anything to write home about. And I think United need to be competitive in relation to the Champions League. Do you expecting us to do any business in January, Marcus?
I would hope so. If it's not bringing people in, then it's at least getting the crap out. Like you said there, I mean, Darmian, I think with Blind, I do think it's a massive mistake for United because of the advantage that he can give us in terms of where he can play. But ultimately, it's going to come down to the fee, isn't it? So, we need the number 10. We linked with the Goretzka lad and who was it, Pulisic, I think, as well. Yeah. So, if we can get them for a decent price, providing they're not cup tied for the Champions League, I would say, go for it. Like Mourinho said, if there's certain deals to be done in January that can't really wait until the summer, then let's go for it. But I think it's more about getting players in the shop window and reducing that wage bill myself.
Yeah, Darian Jones made a contribution. He says he's just put 20 quid on 3-1 United, 3-1 to United. Sorry, fingers crossed. I don't know what odds you got, Darian. I'd imagine they're probably quite good. I hope it comes in for you. That'd be a Merry Christmas with 20 quid. And got to be clinical today, says Jashas. I don't know. I mean, are we overly confident, Ross? I mean, I think everybody, all three of us, are confident we're going to win. We're happy with the team. I suppose it's one of those games, though, that if we don't turn up and we don't win, there's nowhere to go. That's pretty much our best team. So, hence the confidence. And we are, we have been pretty consistent this season, bar a couple of blips against City and Chelsea and Huddersfield, obviously.
Hashtag Pogback, mate, because that's where the chances are coming from. Without him in the team, we've looked like we do not know how to attack teams. We seem to get anywhere near the box, and the players just want to pass it to someone else to sort of create the chance. I don't think any player's actually saying, give it to me, I'll ping the ball in. And that's what Pogba does for me. He, all the Matters and the Lingards, they all run, they all make space, but eventually they look up and then they see Pogba and he's demanding it because he knows that he's going to try and create something, and that's what we need. And I think when you've got a player like that, just having him on the pitch, other players knowing what he's going to do will create space for other players in our team as well. So it may open up Jesse Lingard, it may open up Juan Mata a little bit more today. So look, there's goals in it. I want to see, that. Look, we've all talked about it, the missing Pogba. I want to see it now. I want to see what he's going to deliver for us. And we've seen it earlier. We saw it against Arsenal even, but I want to see it again today. And let's show the Premier League why we had a dip in form and why we couldn't beat Man City, because we had our main man out.
Dave B says he can see a draw at best, and no win today means we must buy in January, says Gabriel B. I think we need to anyway. And Kieran says hashtag Pogback. A few people are saying that the Coral website's down. I've just messaged somebody who's going to look into that, because obviously we are anxious to give away the 2 United shirts, and just keep trying. The link's in the video description. 33-1 was it? If there's a goal scored you can get, and also anybody who signs up tonight will go in the draw for 2 United shirts via the United stand, which we'll be announcing on the show tomorrow. So get yourself signed up. I know there's problems with the site, but they are trying to get it sorted, and there's still 40 minutes. So 40 minutes to kick off. It's a 7:45 kick-off in the UK. In fact, let's do that now. Let's see where everybody's watching from on this Saturday night before Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve, as they call it. Nowhere. But so glad Lukaku's starting ahead of Ibra, says Ollie Hay. And Valentino says, Man United Twitter account have confirmed that Lindelof is at right back, which is exciting. I want him to play at right back.
3-0 Spurs.
3-0 to Spurs.
Yeah, Harry Kane again.
I fancy. Is that a hat trick? Is it?
Yeah.
I fancied Spurs to win. Actually, I think I did. I went with that on Superbrew. I fancied them to win today. But Spurs are so far behind us anyway. I don't think they're a massive problem in relation to United. I mean, they just disappeared in January, didn't they? In November. So Spurs have got 31 points, so they go up to 34 points, which would put them level with Arsenal, and still 8 points behind us, even if we lost tonight, which I don't think we will. I mean, the amazing thing is, when you look at the league, is that Arsenal are 21 points behind City and we're not even halfway through the season yet. We're not actually halfway through the season until I think it's the Southampton game. That is horrific, Ross. 21 points Arsenal behind City. Liverpool are 20 points behind City. Chelsea 16 points behind City. We're 14 at the moment, but hopefully we'll get that down to 11. But we talk about, we know we've progressed, but we know as United fans we're absolutely gutted with that gap. But 20 points by Christmas, you've got to have a long, hard look at yourself in relation to that.
Yeah, massive, long, hard look. When you're looking at Liverpool's perspective, and they've got what they think is the best manager they've ever had and one of the best in Europe. They've got what they think is probably one of their best teams that they've created in the last 20 years, the best attacking team in Europe as well. And they're crap. They're absolutely crap. So I just laugh at them down in that position. They probably won't get Champions League, and they won't sack Klopp because they absolutely adore his teeth, maybe, I don't know. But I don't. I've said it before. The Mourinho out thing, I do get it, and I quite like it because it does show that we ain't going to settle for mediocrity. We want the absolute best. We ain't going to be Liverpool. We ain't going to settle for that. But at the same time, I think it's too early to be calling for his head. There is improvement at United, but there obviously needs to be a lot more improvement, which is why we're alluding to this January thing. And just on what Marcus was saying, I agree with the two players Marcus mentioned. But for me, I don't even care if they're cup tied. If they're, we don't need players for the Champions League. We just need players in regardless. So, if you're looking at Dortmund players and they've been knocked out of the Champions League, probably Schalke as well. I mean, let's just get them now. Get them in January. There is absolutely 0 point in waiting for these. Even Atletico Madrid are out, I believe. So just get them in. Did these players want to play Europa League? I very much doubt it.
Yeah, and also I think that the way the summer window is going to be, it's well worth getting players bedded in now rather than really late in the summer after the World Cup, because it's a late World Cup. So I would do business in January. Yeah, and I do agree with what Ross said as well about Liverpool. I think Spurs had such a bad November. They're better than that. Spurs really should be battling us for second place at the moment, and they just had an awful November, but they've got a good squad. And if they start playing well again and winning games like they have today at Burnley, because Burnley are they're having a great season, I think Liverpool and Arsenal should be a bit worried, because I think Spurs are a better team. But that's the thing, Marcus. We are comfortably in second place at the moment. We obviously can't help but look up and feel inadequate because we're 11 points off the pace. But when we look down, we're actually starting to move away ourselves from everyone behind us.
Yeah, I mean, as you were talking about there, the Arsenal being 20, 21 points behind. Let's not forget as well, Sanchez and Ozil go in January. It's only going to get worse, I think. So thankfully we're not that far behind. I never thought we would be that far behind. I always believed that second or third over what happened last season in terms of the Premier League was achievable. And I'm glad we are going in the right direction. It's just that we've got the squad needs. I do think it needs a major overhaul. There are still 4 or 5 players missing, but we've also got to make sure that if we get rid of any players, that we replace them with quality, and not just people to come in to make up the numbers. So it's January and the summer for me.
You're drowning, Ross. You sound like you're having a battle with the sink.
I've just got to go off for 5 minutes and Skype back in, because my mum's been calling me about 20 times. All right.
All right. Yeah. No worries. Okay.
3 minutes, mate. All
right. Mark, in-game Young overlaps into left midfield. It goes into a 3 at the back, and Martial second striker, says the chosen flaming 0306. That's yeah. I wouldn't mind a bit of that. Let's see if it happens.
Do you know what? I mean, Pogba tonight, I think in order for Pogba to play well tonight, he's going to be heavily reliant on Matic. Purely because Matic is a natural CDM, whereas Wednesday, we saw the performance Wednesday when he's got McTominay next to him. It's not the same. McTominay's still learning his trade, so I think Matic tonight it gives Pogba that freedom to go forward. And I think in Pogba's mind, he's pretty much thinking, oh yeah, it's pretty safe behind me because Matic is there. So it should be a completely different performance tonight from Pogba.
JC Carpet says, am I blocked? Next comments, please unblock me. If I'm reading your comments, mate, you're not even blocked. You've probably just used a word that is blocked, and that will take out your whole comment, but it doesn't mean you are blocked. We're going to win. We're going to lose this, by the way, says Verb Plural. A bit of negativity. I mean, I don't agree with it, but it's always good to get the different sides. Lots of people watching from Zimbabwe and Nigeria, because I'm seeing that a lot. And just picking up on what Ross was on about there, even if Manchester United were to lose tonight, I know I'd be very, very disappointed by it, but we've got to lose probably. Everyone else has got to win 3 in a row, and we've got to pretty much lose 3 in a row to get to even be in a battle for 3rd and 4th. We're in a really, really comfortable position. And if you are Jose out, and you're thinking about being Jose out because we lose tonight, I just got to tell you now, he's not going to be sacked. He's not going to be sacked this season. I probably wouldn't even get sacked in the summer anyway. So, you know, one way or another, you've got to sort of come round to it and accept that he's here to stay, and hope that he starts rebuilding what we've been pretty much most of the season when we've got Pogba there is a very good attacking side. I can see 3 goals tonight, and I hope we do. I mean, Leicester are a good defensive side, but I don't know what your thoughts are on that, Marcus, but there seems to be fans ready to jump on Mourinho based. I mean, I see it in the live comments, so get ready for the bus parking, but I do think that's a bit of a myth. Really, I do. I think even against Bristol, we didn't park the bus. If we had done, we wouldn't have left them with a 1-on-1 in the last minute of the game.
Yeah, see, I'll try and look at it from both sides, but I can see where it's come from because of the reputation that Mourinho's brought with him. He did it at Madrid. He had to play a certain defensive style that enabled his teams to have a chance. So I can see where that's coming from. The Liverpool performance was pretty dire. I think it was pretty obvious. We went out there looking for a draw. The Huddersfield game again, the Stoke game, the Chelsea game, they were average performances. So I can see where it comes from, but I think when he hasn't got the players, how else is there to go? You know, you can only set up your tactics for as good as the players that you've got.
Yeah.
I'm back.
He's back. I must admit, I'm very excited about the transfer window because I like wingers, and we tried to sign a winger. Well, Mourinho wanted a winger in the summer in Perisic, and he didn't get him. So my theory is that the first signing we're going to make in January is going to be a wide man, and that excites me because I think if we buy somebody who can put a cross in the box, it's something that we can't do at the moment, and that will make us an even better team. Who it could be, I don't know. I did watch El Clasico today. Bale came on for a bit. He missed a shot from 5 yards out. The spoilt Madrid fans want him gone anyway. They'll definitely blame him for that now, even though they were already 2-0 down at the time. So we did the show on Bale this morning. I think Bale to United becomes more and more likely by the day. It's just whether you'd want him with the injuries that he carries. I'm going to ask Ross that in a minute. But apparently the Coral website is back working now. So if you haven't signed up, the link's in the video description. We're giving away 2 United shirts to anybody who signs up through the link in the video description. A £1 bet at 33-1. For any goal in the game. So a lot of people obviously think this is going to be 0-0, Ross, as well. So you can sign up, link in the video description for that. But just developing that. The odds on the bet, we did it last week and it was United to win away to West Brom. And I know that, I thought we were going to win, but 25-1 I can sort of understand, lure people in just in case United draw. But this, they're basically luring people in with 33-1, which is a really good offer. But I can't see why. I mean, this is not... Am I missing something? Is 0-0-0... Is 0-0-0. That's never going to happen. Is 0-0 the obvious scoreline? For me, I just think there's goals in this game, definitely.
No, I ain't missed anything. I think the bookies are missing a trick there, and they're obviously giving better odds on the more probable scorelines, which is goals, and there will be in this game. I mean, you could argue that both teams can't defend at the minute because United's defences seem to have gone down the pan in recent weeks. I know we've got a couple of clean sheets against some crap opposition in West Brom and Bournemouth, but our defence was absolutely atrocious against Arsenal, and actually our keeper kept us in that, and we got turned over by a Championship side midweek. So we've got goals to concede, and obviously so do Leicester, and our attack is what we second top goal scorers in the league. So writing United for a 0-0 is strange, really strange. But yeah, I don't want Bale, mate. I really don't. There's probably about 20 wingers that I could look around Europe and I'd rather have in place of him, because I know that these 20 wingers are going to play 40-50 games a season. What's the point in buying a player for 2025? Because when you have a player like that, they rarely hit their peak because of that, because they're always out of rhythm. Bale's had his best years of football. We had him at his last years at Tottenham and probably his first season at Madrid when he scored the Champions League final goal and he also won the Copa del Rey for him. But after that, his career's plummeted for me, and I don't want United to be buying all these reject players. We did it with Di Maria. It looked like we were going to do it with James, but he cleared off to Bayern Munich and hasn't done anything for them. I don't want to buy rejects. I want to buy players that are coming up and looking like they're going to be world beaters, not ex-world beaters.
Yeah, good. There's a question here I want you two guys to touch on in a minute. Toby Aguda says, thanks for the contribution, Toby. He says, 08 United team, so Ronaldo, Tevez, Rooney and all that jazz versus the current City team. So get your heads on for that. Wouldn't take me long, but there you go. Thoughts on Lukaku's comments saying Zlatan has told him to play on the right to fit him in, says Zain Hussein. Well, you can also speak about that, lads, as well. And urgent emergency transfer Bale to Swansea, says Andy Manchester. Yeah, so we want to talk about the Lukaku thing. Where's Banter Clause? I'm sure he'll be on at some point. Snorlax, don't worry about that. And who the hell is playing at fullback, says Liam Benton. We think it's Lindelof. And Bristol made 2 passes and got through our mid-defence. Well, the midfield will be a lot better today. No McTominay on the bench, of course. He's been on the bench quite a lot recently. But I'm just going to pop off for 5 minutes because I've got something to sort out. So I'll leave the lads to it to interact with you. And I'll be back before kick-off, to be fair. But Marcus, in relation to those 2 comments there, I don't know whether you use that as a starter for 10. The 08 team against City, current team. And also this, I've not heard this, that Zlatan's apparently told Lukaku to play on the right wing.
Oh, right. Okay, right. In regards to the 08 team versus the City team of today, I don't think there's any comparison. For me, it's the 08 team, without doubt. And regards to Zlatan, I think if that's true and that's what he's done, I think it just goes to show how big his ego is, doesn't it?
Ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah, come back halfway through the season, played absolutely abysmal Wednesday night. All right, you can see the rust is on him. But to just come waltzing back in and to tell our main number 9, right, you got to play out on the right to accommodate me, I think that's absolute crap. And I would have told him, look, you're just a bench warmer, go back and sit down.
He was so rusty, mate. He had coral reef growing on him. That's how rusty he was. Yeah, mate. I'd have to disagree with you on the 08 thing. I think this City team's the best team the Premier League's ever seen. Joke, mate. It's obviously 08. You can't compare them. Look, if City at the end of the season win the Champions League and Premier League, you could start possibly comparing them. I'm never going to compare one of United's greatest ever teams with a team that have played good for half a bloody season. If they win a couple of trophies, we will start comparing them, and I'll take that question seriously. But I ain't even going to acknowledge it until they've won anything. And at the minute, they haven't, so I won't even acknowledge the question. But yeah, Zlatan, he is starting to get on my nerves a bit. I think his relationship with Jose was okay last season when he was banging in goals. But now, this shoehorning him in thing, he ain't a number 10. I ain't seen nothing of him that looks like he can play well at number 10. His passing ability's pants. And for number 10, you have to be the most mobile man on the pitch. You need to pop in to pockets of space whenever they appear. You can't stand there in the middle of the pitch and think that you're good enough to dictate the play. Doesn't work like that, I'm afraid. And also, unfortunately, nowadays, I love Zlatan, but his movement is just not good enough. And it's so sad to see his career go this way. I almost wish he would have retired when he got that injury, because I think he would have gone down. He would have retired on a real high. He was at the absolute top of his game. He's now going to retire. We will remember these last few months. I don't think he is going to contribute much. And I think that if the Zlatan sub keeps happening, watch United fans start to turn on him if he doesn't start performing well.
This is it. Totally agree, mate. I think it's going to be wrong. I mean, Lukaku, he's got a couple of goals in his last few games, hasn't he? I think if he hits the scoring form, like he did do at the start of the season, and Mourinho just decides on a whim to drop Lukaku and play Zlatan, even if it's for match fitness, like during the Premier League or Champions League, I think there's going to be ructions. I really do. The way
he's doing his last 2 Premier League games, isn't he, Lukaku?
Yeah.
He's on a bit of a run as it is. I know he didn't play midweek. He played like 10 minutes, didn't he? So he's well within his rights, and he'll probably score a bag full today because he does score against the lesser opposition. But then I will go as far as to say, mate, that we only create chances. We don't create chances against the top six. So how is he going to score against them?
Do you know what, mate? It puzzles me. The lack of movement from him, like you say, his passing is. There was just nothing. I saw nothing from him at all. And like I said, it could be down to rustiness or his lack of match fitness, sharpness. But to me, he looked like he was finished. He didn't look interested. He didn't do nothing. It was just a really, really poor performance from a guy who's supposedly like a lion, and I think he's got one eye on the end of the season with what he's going to do in terms of whether he goes to America or China or concentrates on his clothing brand or whatever. So I just don't think his heart's in it now. I think probably the injury took more out of him than he thought. He's obviously come back 3 or 4 weeks before he was due to come back as well. But it's hard, Ross. I mean, in January, would you go for a striker as well as a number 10 or a winger?
We need so much. We really do. We need so much, which is why in Jan. No, I wouldn't go for one in Jan. No. Jan's the midfielders for me. That's where we need to strengthen. Jan maybe a number 10. But in the summer, that's when we're looking at wing backs. We're looking at strikers. There's so much. It's pretty much we need a player for every position on the pitch. Maybe it's just one, but we're desperate. We're absolutely desperate. Yeah. But and I think it's Zlatan only gets a chance at the number 10 because how abysmal we are in that position. I mean, Mkhitaryan for me was pants in midweek. I don't even know why he's on the bench today. Don't know how he's managed to luck into that one because he didn't do anything on midweek for me to warrant that. I don't know what Mark's doing if he's playing the drums.
I don't know. You would drown and he's playing the drums.
Brilliant.
I don't know what's going on tonight.
What are you going to do, mate? Get your guitar out.
Yeah, I might do. Yeah, I might start playing the bongos or something. But
Brilliant.
So you'd be quite happy then to carry on with Lukaku and Zlatan as backup till the end of the season.
Yeah, I would till the end of the season. I just think look, mate. If I thought we could go out and sign 4 players in Jan, I'd strengthen that position. But knowing that we're probably only going to get 2, I don't think a backup striker is the absolute. It's the absolute necessity. I think it's number 10 and an extra midfielder because I don't know what's to Ander Herrera this season. I don't know if his head's been turned, but if he was looking for a Barcelona move, which has been touted in the summer, his form this season has absolutely washed that one away because no way would you go for a player that looks like he can't even string a pass together. So midfielder and number 10 for me are the 2 key positions in Jan, to be honest.
Did you watch the game yesterday?
Arsenal-Liverpool?
Yeah.
Yes, mate. It was an absolute joke. It was like a game of basketball.
Well, what did you make of Ozil's performance? Purely because I think his performance yesterday was decent. I've not seen him put in a performance like that for quite some time at Arsenal. So
for me, he's been doing that all year. I think he's pulled out one of his best ever seasons in an Arsenal shirt this year. And I think he's been hands down their star performer this season. And he actually played like that to a point against United. It was only because they didn't score the goals that he didn't get the plaudits for it. But I'm desperate for him. I'm absolutely desperate because I think he doesn't own he's obviously got full play going on now, hasn't he?
You're doing a pantomime.
I don't know what was going on. But, he brings set pieces. He's great at kicks. And his corners, against United particularly, his corners were unreal. It's just that Arsenal didn't have players in the box to put it away. And that's what United lack. I mean, Rashford on corners doesn't work. Who's taking the corners today, Marcus? Because I'm looking at that team and I don't see one set piece taken in it. I mean, who do you think are taking?
Yeah, in terms of the set pieces, in terms of the corners, I'd probably go with Ashley Young, but it's the worry of the counter attack, the pace of Vardy. I don't know if Okazaki's playing. It's that pace. I don't think Ashley Young, if they catch us on the counter, I don't think he's got the pace enough to get back and to do that for 90 minutes. So let's see.
You're right, though. He is our best set piece taker by far, Ashley Young. So
I would probably say Rashford, mate. If all else fails, that's all I can say.
Playing.
Oh no, he's not
playing. That's what I mean. Like we literally haven't got today because Pogba can't take him. He's too good in the box. Matic can't take him. Too good in the box. You're looking at Mata or Lingard. Yeah, Mata's okay in doses, but he's one of them. He's very inconsistent. So it's going to be interesting today. Very interesting to see who takes the set pieces, because I want United as a team to start scoring more from set pieces in general, because we spoke so much about the height, didn't we? Like pre-season and everything. I haven't really seen it. Have you?
Oh, I haven't, mate. No, not really. Okazaki's on the bench. Says
I've looked at their lineup. They've got Vardy. They're playing Gray, Mahrez, Albrighton, and then Vardy on his own up front. So, they've only really got Vardy. Well, no, I'm going to take that back, because Vardy, Mahrez, and Amari Gray and Albrighton are all pretty lethal on the counter attack, to be honest.
Yeah. So wingers then, Ross. Pulisic, Perisic. Me personally, I wouldn't mind Draxler. Any thoughts on that? I mean, have you got one late singled out that you would prefer over the other?
No, I really haven't at the minute, and I haven't really looked. And I'm a bit like that with most positions. I'm the same with midfield.
Yeah.
You know, Goretzka's been mentioned, but that Julian Weigel, whatever his name is, I can't say it.
Yeah.
Dortmund, I want anyone. I want anyone and anyone. So if it's Perisic, if it's Pulisic, if it's Draxler, if it's another random name that pops up who looks half decent, I'll be happy. I just want more quality and more substance to our squad. So I'll be happy with any top player, to be honest. And there's a lot of them. Like I say, this is probably the best time in the transfer market for English clubs, because we're the cash-rich teams. All the players want to come play in the cash-rich league, and it's the best time to buy players from abroad. So
yeah. So you wouldn't go for Bale then, even though if he's been touted at coming, no?
No, that Bale thing, that flag's flown. I think it's just easy, lazy media to always link him to United. But, I'd like to see him go back to Spurs, actually, and kind of make him there, because he'd be loved by some. I don't think Bale would be the marquee signing that he would have been United. I think that, like I say, that ship has sailed, and if he joins United, yes, we'd all be probably happy and get on the Bale bandwagon, but there'd be that every time he got injured, there'd be that worry again, or, can he hack it in the Premier League? There'd be so many questions. I just don't think it's the right transfer, and I mean, God knows how much they'll charge us for him.
It's a bit of a risk for that price tag, isn't it?
I'm back now.
All right, Mark.
Yeah, I've got a funny story actually. Everyone likes their Christmas shop, don't they? When you get all your food in for Christmas, and the kids we normally get big bottles of Coke, but they like it when we get cans. So I've got a 24 pack of cans of Coke for them, and I thought I'll get some lemonade cans because I like it as a mixer. And they came, and they're like bloody mini-me cans. They're bloody tiny. Look, 2 swigs and it's gone.
What, the Coke as well?
No, the Coke ones are fine. The lemonade are they're like them ones you used to get on planes.
Oh, right. That's you cheapskate, clicking all the cheap things and you're buying online, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm on the shandies tonight. I'm on the shandy tonight anyway, because I've got to go and pick someone up in a bit. But it's Christmas, you've got to have a drink. How are we doing then? Well, I'm glad to say, totally expected that the guys maintained the 2,400 viewers that we had when I left. In fact, it's gone up. We need 1,000 likes, everybody. Superstition or not, we do need 1,000 likes before kick-off. It's something we do every single game. And whack that like button.
Super chat you got to read out.
A super chat from Knock. Marius, sorry.
Marius, yeah.
Hi Mark, when do we get news of Mourinho's extension of his contract? His contract runs out in the summer. It doesn't run out in the summer, it's the summer after. But you are half right, because in fact we'll go through that in a minute. But it is something that I'd like to get the lads and your opinion at home as to when you think that's going to happen, because it's very what's happening with Ozil. If he doesn't sign it in the summer, he becomes free in later. 1 minute, lads. I'll leave you to it. I've just got to go and do something.
Okay. Right, Mourinho's contract then, Ross.
Yeah, mate. I think it's Judgment Day in the summer because I know what Jose's going to do. He's going to want to see United's sort of 3-year plan for the future. I think it's going to be very much more Jose calling the shots as to what he wants, as opposed to him, trying to earn a new contract. I really think it would go down like that. Whether fans agree is a different story, but he's going to want to know that he's going to get the same or similar financial backing to Man City. And, we can't say, but they've got oil money, we can't compete. We can, the richest team in the world. So he's going to want to see that. And if it's not promised or it's not in the contract, he won't sign and he will leave in the summer. I don't think he will just do his 3 years and go. I think a contract will either get signed this summer or he'll go. And I think that if he goes, it will be tragic because it means that the club have not got any plans to spend big money over the next 2-3 years. And that would be upsetting for me. I don't know what you think.
Do you know what, Ross? Just to go on a point you mentioned there about being the richest club in the world, do you not think that if we are the richest club in the world, even though stats say, we are, is there not a piece in something in your mind that says why are we arguing about, the £5 or £6 million it was in the summer for Perisic?
Can I just hop in there, Marcus, very quickly?
Yeah, go on.
Totally for mercenary reasons, because I have been on the phone to Coral there. For everybody who's trying to sign up for this, the site was down. I'm told it's back up now, but you've literally got 10 minutes to get the offer on. So the link is in the video description. It's 33-1, £1 bet that there'll be a goal in this game, whether it's Leicester or United, 33-1. Links in the video description. And also, as a Christmas bonanza, we did it last week. We gave away a shirt for anybody who signed up. Well, anybody who signed up went in the draw. 20 people signed up, and Ian Byrne won it. We're giving away 2 this week, so if you sign up and 20 people sign up again, you've got 2 out of 20 chance of winning it, judging by numbers last week. But you've only got 10 minutes. Link in the video description. You'll get United to win at 33-1. Sorry, not United to win. A goal in the game at 33-1. But you'll also go in the draw to win a shirt for Christmas through the United stand. Manchester United shirt. I'm going to say it's the black one because I think you're an idiot if you choose a grey one or a red one. But controversial or not. But the link is in the video description. Thanks, everybody. Back, what were you talking about, Marcus? Sorry.
Oh no, me and Ross we were just talking about.
I'm on the wine gums.
United being the richest club in the world. I just wanted Ross's and your thoughts actually on how comes we were haggling over the $5 million for Perisic in the summer. If we know United overpay for people anyway, we always have done, I think. But I just think, if we've got all this money, it's not being pumped into players. It's not being pumped into resources for the team. So where is it?
Do you know what, mate? I think it's Woodward trying to look like the golden boy to the Glaziers and probably trying to underspend all the time. And I think we need a stronger CEO. I think the Glaziers, we had the sort of CEO at the minute, or whatever you call him, vice chairman, who, if the Glaziers said, right, we're giving you £100 million to spend this summer, he'll go, oh, yes, thank you very much. We don't need that. We need a CEO who turns around and goes, you bloody what? He was like, I know what this club earns. You give us £200 million, or watch this club go down the pan. We need that sort of CEO. And I think that Woodward, it's just an opinion. I'm not saying it's true, but I think that he's very much the Glazers' puppet as opposed to being the guy that's challenging them all the time.
Tommy Tiptoes made a contribution. I'm sorry about that, Tommy. Apparently Coral's still down. I've kicked arse once. Look, we'll get it done. If people can't win the shirts tonight, we'll just do it at another time. If anybody did manage to sign up, let us know in the link in the video description. Justin Kluivert is a rumour I've not seen today, but apparently it's building again. Obviously, Mourinho came on the pitch after the Europa League final and had words with him. There's no doubting he's a talented player, but let me just pull some reality in. He's not having a standout season at Ajax. He's having an okay season. And my concern about this, Marcus, is that if we go for a Kluivert, he's playing in the bloody Dutch league. What else is he doing? Yeah. It's another risk. For me, it was a brilliant line from somebody that I nicked off the United stand a couple of nights ago, and I'll take it as my own, even though I've just admitted I nicked it, that any player we sign now, we should be thinking, would Real Madrid want this player? Because I think that's where we need to go. That's the next step. We can finish second comfortably in the league this year. How do we become first? And I think first in the Premier League makes you a very serious contender for the Champions League now. So how do we do that? You've got to look at a signing and say, Would Real Madrid want to sign this player? And would Real Madrid want to sign Justin Kluivert at the moment? No, they wouldn't. Would they want to sign Pulisic? Yeah, I think they would. Would they want to sign Icardi? Yes, I think they would. Would they want to sign Goretzka? Possibly, yeah. And that's the sort of signing we need to do. Nothing against Kluivert. He could be absolutely fantastic, but he's from the Dutch league. He's not done anything else. And we've already tried it on a Dutch winger who basically single-handedly took hold of that league and won it for PSV and then was atrocious for us.
I was just going to say, yeah, Memphis could be another situation for him. But I had heard that Zidane was being pushed to get rid of Bale to make way for Mbappe. There are some fantastic talents out there. Real up-and-coming stars. The Kluiverts. Man City, I hate to say it, but Jesus and Sane, they've turned out to be good, young, decent players. And we just seem to be stuck, whether it's partly to do with the money that's available, the prices for them, the scouting network, whatever it is. We just seem to be in a lower phase of what these so-called big teams around the globe are doing. So, yeah, I agree. I mean, if we look at these players, I think, the Dybalas, the Griezmanns, of course these other teams would want them. So why aren't we in there, first bid, like we did with Pogba? Let's outbid them. We know we're going to pay over the odds anyway. So, let's go for it. Let's go for it.
Yeah, just a quick check there. You get live reaction on the United Stand, as you full well know. It's in the Sun that we're linked to Kluivert and the Daily Mail. Yeah, you know what? I'll tell you now, we're linked to Neymar. That's more credible than what's just been printed in the Sun and Mail, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. Although I wouldn't be opposed to signing him. But as I said earlier, Tahith Chong, he can be bloody anything. He can be the next Gareth Bale. So, he's 18, Rooney was playing football at 18. And we keep talking about these youth players, Ross, but actually some of them are 18 now. That's young enough. That's give him a shot. Give him a go.
That's that's the issue of not having Fergie as your manager, because he would have risked it with these players. And I just think Jose is a different style of manager. He wants players that are 22, 23 to be breaking into the team rather than 19, 18. Rashford was the exception because he come through another manager, and if he'd have dropped Rashford, there would have been absolute uproar. But I reckon if Jose had his own way, he'd probably be playing in the reserves still, and that's the main issue with Jose that a lot of the Jose out clan have, potentially. And that's the one thing I'd agree with. I want to see Angel Gomez. I want to see Tahiti. I want to see him playing. Why not? And if they're not good enough now, then they're never going to be good enough in my eyes. And that's the way I treat, youth talent. If you're good enough, you're good enough regardless of age.
We're very close to kick-off now. Brilliant chat as per usual. Join us every game from team news an hour before, right the way through till kick-off. There's always lots of good United chat, and it's brilliant, really is, and we can't do it without all you lot as well. We're 135 likes short, 134 now. Smash the like button if you haven't done it. It's a superstition. 1,000 likes before kick-off, and we've got 4 minutes to get 132 likes. So if you haven't liked the video, smash the like video on the video. We're also very close to 166,000 subscribers tonight. Subscribe if you're new. It's a fantastic community, and the last hour is very indicative of what you get on the United Stand. We're live every single night at 8 o'clock. We're live for all the games. Been a lot of morning videos at the moment reacting to some of the transfer news, so get involved with it. Fantastic community, keep spreading the word. Organic growth is what it's been like for the last 3 years, so keep getting involved. Team news is going along the bottom, but very quickly. De Gea, we think Lindelof right back, Jones and Smalling, Young left back, Matic Pogba, Lingard number 10, Mata on the right, Martial on the left, Lukaku up front, 3-1 United. Marcus has gone 3-1 United. Ross went 2-0.
I'm quietly confident for the game. Like I say, I think only the pace of Vardy can cause a problem on the counter-attacks. I'm hoping United come out and put on a better display than what they did Wednesday.
Yeah.
And we should do, because it's, as we say, it's more like our usual first team.
And I tell you what, I'm sure we all feel the same, both here and at home. It's Christmas Eve tomorrow. We're all looking forward to Christmas. It's a fantastic time of the year for most people, and it's a nice time. I want to enjoy tomorrow. I want to enjoy Christmas Day. I don't want to have a hangover of a United bad display, and maybe it is confidence before a storm, Ross. But it's Christmas. It's a good team. Let's go out and put on a show, not a pantomime. He's already
Where's Ross
gone.
gone? I don't know where he's gone.
Well, you can answer it, Marcus, if you like.
I am
No,
here.
it's
I
not.
am here. Sorry, guys. Sorry, I am here. It's my mic. Look, I've just seen Pogba walk out as captain, which makes me really happy because I think he's a future captain of United, and I think if he is a future captain, why not give it to him now? So that makes me happy. But I'm confident for this game. I don't think Vardy's pace should cause us a problem. I agree with Marcus, it can, but it shouldn't do with what we got out there and the protection we have. So. Comfortable win for me. And look, Smalling's playing in the starting 11 as well. So the fact that Pogba's been given captaincy over him shows that he is the future captain of United.
Yeah. I want to talk about that once the game kicks off a bit because Pogba got a red card against Arsenal, which he's not a malicious player, but I saw it a couple of times. We did, didn't we, Marcus, against Bristol? The way he tackles, he's got to adapt it because the player he's almost. His card's marked by referees now. He's not a malicious player, but the way he tackles can look quite dangerous, and that does worry me. I agree with Ross. I think he's exactly the sort of player we would want as a captain, but I do worry. I think he's got another red card in him unless he stops this sort of overstretching tackle. It's definitely not malicious. It just looks quite nasty.
He does. And like I said to you on Wednesday, I think it's due to the fact that he is quite a tall lad. He's quite a bulky lad as well for his age. And it's the legs. He's got the long gangly legs for me. But I'm going to keep a real close eye tonight on Mahrez because we were linked to him during the summer, odd times, and it could be a bit of a wild card maybe for January or this summer.
Yeah, a few people just on about that. To be fair. But,
sorry, I was looking at the TV.
Atski T's made a contribution. There are rumours linking us with Milankovic-Savic from Napoli. I think this would be a steal if we can pull it off in January. Yeah, he's meant to be the next Pogba. My only concern about him is I think he's a little bit more defensive than offensive, and we need offensive players. We do need another midfielder, but I think they've got to be more like Pogba and less like Matic and Fellaini. Mahrez is a player. I wouldn't take Mahrez. I mean, I don't know what you guys thinking at home. I mean, he disappeared last season. I think Mahrez is Mkhitaryan. That's what I think. I don't think there's much of a difference. Again, would Real Madrid want Mahrez? No. That's what I think we need to be looking at. I think Mahrez could be good, but he could be a flop. We need to avoid those sort of signings. That's what I think, anyway.
Ross?
I disagree, mate. I think it'd be a decent signing. I think he's had a dip in form. I'll give him that, but. He's actually, the last few weeks I've been watching Leicester, he's been hands down the best player. And again, set pieces, delivery of a cross. It's just what United need down that right-hand side. And I think he'd deliver that to us. I mean, look, 5 goals and 4 assists in the Premier season. It's not bad stats. And I think that he, again, another readily available player. And I don't think he would cost too much in today's market.
Well, we're off anyway.
Probably about 20-30 million, I would have thought. But I think he's the sort of guy that hugs that right-hand side and can get into the box as well. Like Ross said, he can deliver a ball in.
Lovely play by Martial and Lingard there.
Yeah.
It started off fast, this game. Corner to United.
Yeah,
the touch by Martial was brilliant there. I thought he was going to hit it on the volley and he didn't. He just killed it into the path of Lingard. He laid it back. Gets a shot away, but it's at the defender, and then Mata shoots at the defender as well. Corner United, but... Leicester had just had an attack as well there. Very open game, lads. Starting off good.
Yeah.
It's good that. That's the positive start we need, that. But I was saying to Marcus when you're away, Mark, this United height thing at set pieces, I haven't seen it yet this season. I haven't seen it, and I think we need to score more from corners.
Yeah. Well, Smalling's obviously a threat from corners. I mean, Leicester, to be fair. I know Huth doesn't play anymore.
Just over the bar by Smalling.
Or Marcus, you're about 3 seconds ahead of me again. Yeah, good cross in there from Mata, and then Smalling gets on the end of it, and he probably should have scored there, I think.
Yeah, he got some good height. He got the height over his marker there in the box, and yeah, he probably should have been at least on target.
I mean, he's one of the big reasons. That's one of the big reasons I like Smalling. I know he gets a lot of stick, and I haven't seen George Kyle there tonight, but. Matthew McFadden, though, he says it's the all-star lineup, Marcus and Big Boy. That's what you get for Christmas. Don't say we don't give you anything. But Yeah, I like Smalling because he's good in the air. I think he's the best defender we've got in the air, and I think that's really important. But again, as I was saying before, we need someone to cross.
He does that so many times to me, though. He always beats his marker, and it looks like he should be putting it in, but his heading's actually atrocious, because he's just literally connected his head to ball, but he ain't got no idea where that's going, which frustrates me a bit when you're that good at beating your marker.
Right, Ross. You're obviously not aware of how it works on a watch-along, because you only ever do the preview. That's a yellow card. That's a yellow card. There's no slagging Smalling off.
No, I'm gonna add into that, Ross. I'm gonna say his actual positional sense as well is terrible sometimes. Absolutely terrible. So I'll take a yellow as well, I think.
If anyone can remember the guy who did the rant on with Flex the other week, the Lukaku went absolutely mad. I follow him on Twitter at Barrett123. He says it's Christmas in 2 days. Don't effing ruin it, United. Get them 3 points in the bag, then we can all enjoy Christmas until the 0-0 draw at home to Burnley. Come on, boys. He was all right. I think I do agree with him up until the Burnley game. But Ross, you're down at that game, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm going to that, so I'm going to get on the fan cams. I'm hoping I could meet that guy, because I found him absolutely hilarious. But
I think he's at the Burnley game. I think I'm sure he said that's the next game he's at, so you might actually see him at the fan cams, because he doesn't go to all of them.
Oh, so he may jump on the fan cam. That'd be cool. But yeah, make sure everyone tunes in and watches my fan cam. You get to see a bit of visuals of me as well. And I'll be at the Southampton game 3 days after as well. So I'll be doing some. Hopefully, if Flex will allow me, I'll do a fan cam for that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Are you on? Are you staying up in Manchester for 3 days then?
No, I'm not actually. I'm coming back. I'm coming back on the 28th, and I'm going up 2 days later. But I'm not driving. I'm being driven by a mate, so it's not swimming. Yeah,
you do. I mean, it's the United way. It's a good little interchange between Lukaku and Lingard there, and
good shot by
makes
Lingard.
A good save. Yeah. Lingard's had a good start, and United have had a good start, but so have Leicester. It's been quite an open game. Enjoying it.
Yeah, that Lingard shot there took a massive deflection off the back of, who was it? I don't know, can't see who it was, but that could have gone anywhere in the net, and Schmeichel's had to make the save there. Great
decent, actually, Michael. He's a decent keeper, actually. When I first started seeing him in the Prem, I thought he'd never make it, but he's turned it around.
Definitely think old Coral got it wrong, because I think there's going to be goals in this game. I don't see it being a 0-0 and never did at all.
All by Morris. Vardy's in behind us. Cleared by Young.
He's still about a second ahead of me.
I did pause it for 5.
You're about 2 minutes ahead of me, because I watch it on the Fabulous Now TV.
It pisses. I hate it. I do. I hate the delays, especially when me and Marcus are watching it on the same system, and because he lives in bloody Norfolk, the line's obviously a little bit shorter. I mean, it's bloody ridiculous in the modern day, isn't it? We figured this out before. It's like we are watching it on the same system, i.e. Sky, and his is about 3 seconds ahead of mine every match. It's bloody ridiculous, and I'm not even watching it on HD because that makes it even slower.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that's a little tip for you. Watching on HD, you will be about 3 seconds behind, especially on BT. It's terrible.
Well, again, Mark, I've got to disagree with you there, because I'm watching it on the HD.
He's just minted, isn't he? He's got like bloody silver, forget fibre optic. He's got bloody gold band or whatever it is.
2019, apparently, I read the other day, Sky and BT have agreed a deal to show each other's sports on their stuff. So I'm really looking forward to that in a year's time.
They're going to what?
Yeah, they have.
The BT's going to be on Sky.
You can watch BT Sport on Sky, and you can watch Now TV through the BT Sport. So they'll cross-platform a little bit.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, because they're trying to stop Amazon and Facebook and Twitter, aren't they, getting the rights. I don't know how I'd feel about that. I mean, the game's going on, sorry. We will wander off because it's Christmas and we're relaxed and everything, and, that's the watch-along for you, but it's a decent start by United. But I don't know. I mean, I'm not massive for change anyway, so I'm quite happy with the. I think the prices are ridiculous, but I think I'd probably prefer it to stay on Sky and BT. I couldn't imagine Premier League football on Facebook or how that'd work, or Twitter, or Amazon. I suppose would be okay, but you'd have to be subscribed to Amazon. But I suppose you subscribe to Sky. But Twitter, I can't understand how it would work anyway.
No, not social media. Amazon could work though. I'm already subbed to Amazon because of the not the new Top Gear, which I forget what it's called, Grand Tour. That's it.
Yeah, I like Amazon. I have it for the free delivery as well because when I need Martial's going to shoot from a long way out. I thought that was a bit optimistic. Pogba's nearly going to do the same. Lovely skill.
Yes.
Oh,
Good save.
Sexy.
Good save by Schmeichel.
That was good. Remember when Pogba used to score them goals for Juventus from about the halfway line? He just blasted them with loads of curve. I'd love him to do that in the United shirt. But it was good. He caught it well.
But you know what? Already in the first just under 8 minutes, Pogba has been better going forward than what I saw in that whole Bristol game.
It's because of the space, isn't it?
Well,
He's got Matic behind him as well.
Yeah, that's it, Ross. Yeah, Matic. I think he's so much better with a natural CDM behind him.
Also, we can't really see it at the moment because Leicester are on the attack. But you watch when we're on the attack next, and I'll guarantee if United had Zlatan as a number 9, Leicester would still be playing where they are now on the edge of the circle. When we're on the attack with Lukaku, they'll instantly drop 20 yards because they're scared of the ball over the top, and that gives Pogba more space to run into.
I tell you what, Pogba does look decent with that captain's armband on.
It's a good lure as well because I've always feared that when we got Pogba, it was a bit like come to us for 3 years and then you can go to Real Madrid or Barcelona. But if you give him the captaincy, it might just be, ingrain him into the club, make him love the club a little bit more. Because if he stays for 10 years,
it does feel like Pogba FC because it was obvious that Lukaku was a bit of a Pogba signing, if that makes any sense. And that was kind of the route with Griezmann as well. Pogba's managed to worm Martial back into the starting 11. It really is Pogba FC.
Oh, Martial.
Lovely skill by Martial there.
Martial's on fire tonight. That's why he should start over Rashford because Rashford can't do that.
Doesn't matter. They should have probably done a bit better with end product just inside the box. But already that's seven attempts by United, 2 or 3 on target in the first 10 minutes.
Decent.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Total different, mate.
Yeah, 10 minutes in, nothing's made me change my view that United are going to win this game. But everybody seems to be playing a lot better tonight. Oh, it's a shame Lukaku's not got a final ball.
Matic tidying
that
up.
Martial skill's ridiculous, isn't it?
No, it's great, wasn't it?
Oh, it's ridiculous.
I'll tell you what, it will be interesting tonight though, because remember against West Brom, I don't think he brought Rashford off for Martial until about 10 minutes to go. But when it's Martial for Rashford, it's always around 60, 65 minutes. So it'd be interesting to see if he does that again. Although, to be fair, obviously we've got a lot of football coming up. Burnley literally on Tuesday, which is a quick turnaround. When is the Southampton game, Ross? That's Saturday, isn't it? And then I think we're playing on Monday. I think it's Saturday, Monday. It's ridiculous because we're playing New Year's Day night against Everton. Lukaku!
Unlucky.
Bloody first touch and he's in. Lovely ball by Lingard.
Great ball. Fantastic.
Splits the defence. Onside. He's just got to control it. I think it hits the Leicester defender, doesn't it, to be fair? But
yeah, it's off his right leg. Took it out of his path.
Would have been perfect. But United have started off really well. And we spoke about this before as well, didn't we? United with Pogba and Lukaku pushing them back were just a much better team. Oh, Martial again.
Lingard. Yeah,
he's working, isn't it? Lingard is working.
Yeah. This is probably one of the best opening 10 minutes to United start all season, I think.
Would you know what, right? What I like to see is when we play, that touch, I've just seen that. When we play just one Mata, all the emphasis on the movement relies on Mata. And when it's the same with Lingard, but when we've got them both in the team, the movement is so fluid, it must be so tough to mark. So it's quite nice to see so much fluidity in that midfield.
Yeah, we really are getting at them, and I think all this space does come from Lukaku. I'll say it again. I like Zlatan, but having said that, where does Zlatan fit into this team? Where does he fit in? Because if you play him as the number 9, the opposition defence will just move up and there'll be no space. If you play him in Lingard's position, again, you're not going to have that player who can turn and run at a defence quickly. Where does he fit in, Marcus and Ross? I don't see where Zlatan fits in because he's going to have to fit in when he's fit, because we're playing him 300 grand a week. And Lynn Hall said it today on one of the videos, and I thought it was a really good one. She said, what could undo Mourinho's season is how he uses Zlatan, because he will pick him, but picking him is not good for United.
I'll have to correct you, Mark. He took a massive pay cut when he re-signed his contract. He's only on about 140 or 160.
All right. Okay.
But obviously the turning point of that is we didn't have to re-sign him until his injury recovered, but we re-signed him straight away. So in theory, he earned 160 grand while doing, not sod all for 3 months, just recovering. But he will play, you're right. And for me and Marcus had this conversation, and Marcus probably finished this off, but I don't think he fits in at all. And I think he is. If you just look at his Instagram, it's all focused around products and selling of merch rather than his actual football career nowadays.
I mean, he's gone in the summer anyway, but I love Zlatan. I was really happy when we signed him, but it's not always about. I think if you put Zlatan in certain teams, he'd be a major asset. But I just think in this United team, I mean, like that little ball from Smalling there and Lingard's booming down the flank. Zlatan can't do that, and I think that's United. We need the pace in the final third. I mean, the Arsenal-Liverpool game last night, as terrible as they are as defensively, on the attack, a lot of people were saying United never play like that. Well, tonight we are. We are playing really quick football in the attack. You can't do that with Zlatan, and is he going to be happy to just be a player coming on in the last 20 minutes? If he is, great, but I don't think Mourinho will do that. I think he will find a place for him in the team, and I think that will slow us down. I mean, we might be fine. I just put the question out there.
For me, he's not mobile enough for the team. We can see here straight away, first 14 minutes, United are absolutely all over Leicester.
Martial's loving it. Mata's loving it.
Yeah. And I think Zlatan in this, there is no place for him. No place for him whatsoever. He's not got the speed. His touch isn't there anymore. I think, for me, if I'm honest, I think it's one season too many after the injury. United's got a corner here. We was right about the corners, Ross. Mata's taking the left-hand side, and Ashley Young's doing the right.
Makes sense, doesn't it? Makes sense.
Well, actually, no, sorry, it's vice versa. Ashley Young's doing left. But this is a problem here. At the pace of Gray, Vardy, even Mahrez to a point. Mahrez is absolutely open on the right-hand side here.
Well, good tackle by Phil Jones. I mean, that's, this is exactly, again, I hate to blow my own trumpet, but I did say this in the preview. We will have a lot of ball in the final third, and Leicester will try and do us on the break, because that plays into Leicester's hands. And as Marcus says, you've got Gray, Mahrez, Vardy, which is why we've got to take advantage of, possession's great, but we've got to score the goals, because Leicester potentially, I think Leicester have got a goal in them tonight.
They probably have.
Corner's coming in. Away by Pogba.
Flex just messaged me. He's got in the ground, which is good. Away games are always tough, but he's in.
Does he go there without a ticket?
Yeah.
That must be well hard to get a ticket. Wow.
I'm just pinging the ball about in the middle.
Someone just said in the comments, the best news is the fact that we've gone 15 minutes without an injury, which is probably about right.
I know it probably seems strange to say this, but all the players, they look like they want it. They want the ball. They look happy. That's our ball with. Came off Morris. No? But I actually think going forward towards the back end of the season, I think the 3-5-2 for me.
Yeah, it's just a consistent formation. I don't think changing the formation every week helps. It's nice to have maybe 2 formations of a season that you can change to depending on the opposition, but it just seems like we're changing it so much. The players just look unsettled all the time.
Do you reckon that's to like try and accommodate these, the players who aren't in form?
I don't know what it is. I really don't. I think you should always set up a formation depending on the opposition to a point. But if your formation is winning consistently, I don't think you do that. I think you let the other team try and counter you, and you just go a bit like what City are doing. I don't want to, aspire to be them at all, but City are going to play a certain way because they feel like they're going to beat you regardless. And United used to do that a lot, and I think we could do that with that 3-5-2, like you said, mate. I think it's that overpowered at the minute, and we have the personnel to do it. We're over abundance of centre backs.
I was surprised we didn't do it tonight, to be honest, because it works so well, like you say. Maybe because Valencia's not fit, I don't know, but as you say, there's still plenty of options. Rojo.
It's probably that. He's spot on. It's probably that. He hasn't got the right wing back now, so.
Martial on the ball anyway. He's been brilliant tonight.
Good ball at the back post, Lukaku.
Lukaku. Yeah, Martial again picking up from the form he's been in for most of the season, really, where every time he gets the ball, there's an end product, and here the cross is good, and it's Lukaku, and he if he catches that right. But yeah, Martial's been... I mean, Mata's been good, Lingard's been good, I think Lukaku's been good, Pogba and Matic have looked good. But for me, again, Martial's just... I think he's potentially one of the best players in the world, and I think Mourinho's finally seen that.
He has. He knows what he's got there. He's got a talent. He's got a huge talent. Maybe that whole dropping him thing helped him as well, because he's come back a better player for me.
Well, I think we were talking about it before you came on air, actually, that I fully expected Martial to be dropped. I thought he'd play Rashford, because Martial's not added... I don't think he's been terrible, to be fair, but he's not been as good as he has been the last two games, especially Bristol. And I thought Mourinho last season definitely would have dropped him, and he hasn't dropped him today, and I think that just shows the development of their relationship, really.
Oh, Matic, he just took a hell of a tackle there from... Oh, he's all right. I thought he was hurt there. He stayed down on the floor just a bit too long for my liking. Vardy just came in and absolutely...
Should have been a yellow, that.
It could have been, yeah. No attempt for the ball there. He's just run right into him.
As Brevy Boy says in a polite way, Vardy is a little rat. I think you could substitute rat for something beginning with C, but he's...
Chav.
According to the stats, Leicester aren't coming down our right-hand side too much, which is interesting considering that's where Mahrez is.
Coming down our right, which is where...
our left.
Yeah, that is strange, that. Because you'd think that actually our right back is probably strong, because Lindelof's great defensively, where I'd pick on Ashley Young, because he's not only small, but he would always be bombing forward. So that's how I'd set up if I was Leicester, but maybe a bit of naivety, or maybe sometimes I wonder if teams give you a false sense of security by playing down one side and then they switch it all of a sudden. You never know.
This is what I said to you, Ross, wasn't it, about Ashley Young taking the corners. The pace of Vardy and the others, he may have been caught out.
Yeah, maybe, because he is quick, Vardy, isn't he? But we just need to cut the... It's not about where Vardy goes or whatever, it's cutting the pass towards him, which is where the midfielders have got to step in, the Matic. I still think has been our player of the season. Interestingly, Alex, who used to be on the United stand, I saw him on Twitter saying that he thinks Matic has been average at best this season, which I thought was a strange comment.
I think considering what he gives to the team, and considering how Pogba plays with him and how Pogba plays without him, I think, yeah, he is a great miss, even if he just needs to be rested or unlucky.
He's just your classic player that's really good at what he does. He's a centre defensive midfielder that does what that position should do. Yeah, all right. He probably don't come forward as much as some people would like him, but I think he's actually, without you take Pogba out of the team, he's our best ball-playing centre midfielder.
He is, yeah. I mean, he can run with the ball as well. I mean, albeit not very far, but he does have the strength to bring others into play to hold it up. and of course, change direction. So he is quite useful. And I think, like I said earlier, with Pogba has that.
Here we go.
It's in his head.
Martial, 1-on-1.
Yeah.
Get it away. Oh.
Right.
He could have had a bloody penalty. That's late. That's a penalty for me, that is. Martial up against the fullback, cuts inside, has him on toast again, and as he shoots...
Shot's already away.
Yeah. Well, no, on FIFA they give him.
Oh, well, we all know how real FIFA is, don't we?
No, but do you know what? I agree with Mark there. I think regardless of if you've got the ball or not, a foul is a foul. To me, if someone passes the ball and you go over and fucking sorry, it's what I shouldn't have done. But if someone's
he's coming off as well. That's the bad thing.
Isn't he?
Yeah.
If you pass the ball and someone punches you in the face, it's a foul. If you pass the ball and someone, takes out you as a man, it's still a foul.
Crap ref again.
Oh, this is where the inconsistencies of the rules and what's deemed a foul come into play.
Well, if he's in a light blue shirt, it's a penalty. At the end of the day, Ross is right, and that's why they do give it on FIFA. It's like, if you follow through after the shot's gone, it's a penalty, and that's exactly what he's done there. It's reckless, and if Martial ends up coming off for it as well, it's a double blow, because one, it should have been a penalty, and two, he's been our best player. Hopefully it's just a knock. I don't know where he got the hit. I don't know whether he got the leg on the hip or a hit on the leg, but it looks like he's moving a little bit more freely now. But
you're one sub away.
No, he's all right. It looks all right now.
No, it's happened. 166, mate. Congratulations.
Oh yeah, 166,000 subscribers. Yeah, we're going for 200,000 before Christmas. Get subscribed.
Christmas next year.
Yeah, you cheeky bastard. Oh, at least we'll get him in this millennium.
I just think of
Brevy Boy says if he works for an oil rig, that's a penalty.
25 minutes in. Struggling.
It's all been United, isn't it?
It has, yeah, but we're not getting hold of the ball there. We seem to have not pressuring them that much now.
Yeah, I've noticed that a lot about United this season. Coming out of the blocks quick, looking really decent in the first 10 minutes. And having absolutely sod all to show for it, which
Chelsea
is so
was
annoying.
a prime example, wasn't it?
Exactly, and I said that when I was watching that Chelsea game. Actually, I remember saying if we don't get something in this first 15 minutes, we're screwed, because we always drop off towards the end of the first half. So annoying.
Yeah, it is. We've played really... Yeah, but you know what? What I would add to that as well is that recently United actually haven't been making that many chances either. We play good football, but we don't create many chances. Lukaku there. Didn't get on
Great ball in from Ashley Young.
Oh, here's Lindelof. Now he's about to show us whether he can cross a ball. No, he's not. He's going to give it to Pogba instead. Hit it, Matic.
Matic. Oh.
I'm getting a lot of crackle on something. It's like just waiting for snap and pop. Oh, what the bloody hell's gone here?
Here's Mahrez. This is the problem.
Smalling got back well.
Here we go.
That was shite defending.
1-0.
Oh, for God's sake. Why Smalling doesn't see that run there? How do we get cut? This is exactly what Leicester wanted to do. Sucker punch on the break. But Smalling stands up and I'm like, surely there's not someone running into the page. And there is. And he just stands still.
Why did he wait? Why did he stand him up? Oh, man. Well, I hate to say I told you so, but I did say. So I'll take a red there.
You can't blame Smalling because the ball, everybody's in his own half, so he can't play offside.
Look, you can blame Smalling. He stands there, right? There's at least 4 or 5 seconds he just stands there and he's waiting and waiting. Why didn't he put more pressure on Mahrez to make him move? Look.
Yeah, I do agree. Why does he stand like that? He may as well not be there.
Yeah. If you're going to stand there and do that, what is the point of tracking back? He should have gone in as soon as
Yeah,
he was
but
running back.
It's not really. Yeah, Ross is going to defend Smalling. Have the air, Ross.
yeah, no. Well, look, whatever Smalling does,
Where's
Vardy
the
runs
rest?
from in his own. Yeah, how? Why is he beaten? Look where Vardy is. Look at Ashley Young. Look at all of them.
Yeah.
They just let him go. They just stand there and look at what are they doing?
The only one that
Yeah.
tracked back was Jones.
Well,
Yeah.
Jones ain't quick enough. He can't get back.
Well, yeah, that's not the only one that was chasing him down.
Yeah, that was pants. That was really poor. That showed lack of effort from me.
I don't know how we get caught like that as well. It's where's our defence gone recently? I know it's different defences, but Smalling is the only one back there, and it comes from just one little ball out the back. It's so simple. It's Gray.
It's just hoofed
Well,
forward.
Phil Jones doesn't anticipate it, to be fair. He's jogging, and Ashley Young's jogging, and Vardy is sprinting already. I think Jones thinks Smalling's going to deal with it, and there's no one's busting a gut till it's too late. It's so Leicester. I mean, I said it in the preview. This should not be a surprise. Leicester's only threat is on the break, and it's a decent threat as we've seen. But to get caught so high up the pitch there is shocking against such pace. But going back to what we were talking about before, for all the good possession we have, we don't create a lot of chances. You go back to that West Brom game, we dominated them in the first half of possession, but the only chances we created were the one for Lukaku, which he scored, and a deflected shot by Lingard. We didn't create any chances in the whole game, and that's the problem with United at the moment.
Do you know what? If it stays like this until half time, the majority, 9 times out of 10 this season, we come out the second half and we just seem to be like totally not up for it. So it's going to be interesting at half time if it stays 1-0. We'll see how United come out, because they've got to come out and go for the throat.
I'm going to leave you to it for a minute, lads, because the baby's just crying, so I'm just going to go and check
Yeah,
on
okay,
him.
mate.
I'm
Right.
babysitting tonight, everybody. I wasn't definitely going to do the watch-along, so I'm just going to make sure he's all right. He's probably just seen that goal back, to be fair.
You seen it, Ross, yeah? I don't know what Ross was doing. Ross, you there?
Yeah, I am. I'm here.
Yeah.
You not hear me?
Sometimes your mic keeps on crackling.
Does it? I wonder why that's happening, because I ain't changed. Anyway, I just think it's poor from all the players, mate. Disgusting. I don't know how you can not anticipate as soon as the ball gets kicked out. If you're a part of our back four, you sprint back, regardless. You sprint back, and they all just kind of were meandering in Leicester's half. It's stupid. But you're right, Marcus. We need to hit them now.
We've got to go for it, innit? There's no Mourinho's got no choice now. If it stays like this at half time, like I say, second half they've got to come out and absolutely go for it.
Pogba just did one of them challenges like a couple of minutes ago that you were thinking, if he got that slightly wrong, he gets sent off there.
You wait to see the shot he has in a minute, mate. But,
just in that.
Lukaku's unlucky. Well, the worst thing we can do now is just panic. So, keep on playing. We have been playing some good football, minus that, balls up in defence. So hopefully, they keep plodding away, keep on picking the gaps, finding the space. Lukaku's in here, out-muscled by Wes Morgan.
Ridiculous. Shouldn't be getting out-muscled by Wes Morgan. I know that strength's all Morgan's got to his game, but Pogba he's one of the strongest players in football at the minute.
He is, yeah. Again, apart from Lukaku's scissor kick or half volley, whatever you want to class it as, he's not really been involved much in the game in terms of attempts on goal. Everything, as we know, is coming through Pogba.
Yeah.
We knew that was going to happen.
I'm just going to take out my headset, see if it improves my audio. 1 second, mate.
Yeah, okay. Right, guys, in the comments, what do you think?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, this should be better. I think it's you know what it's like with a headset, and you've got you've got the auxiliary cable, and it starts to, when you move it, it crackles. So
Yeah.
Yeah, disappointing. Disappointing first half. I said it, didn't I, Marcus? When we hit teams in the first 10 minutes and don't get nothing, that's when we look vulnerable, because we seem to just be so overconfident of the fact we're on top, we forget that we can actually concede the other end.
Yeah. Jay, Mark
Back
will
now.
update the score when he... All right, Mark, you update the score, mate, when you got a minute.
Yeah, reluctantly.
Yeah. So you've not missed nothing, mate.
Yeah, well, I was sort of thinking about what Ross was on about there, and how, you know, we can start games and then it all starts to go pear-shaped. In total fairness, I think we'd be a bit redundant in saying we don't deserve to be 1-0 down. And I was thinking about it just then, because we've had good possession, but we haven't actually created anything, have we? And
No.
best chance of the game has been Leicester's, and they've taken it.
The thing that worries me is that most games, when we go 1-0 down, I look at the opposition, you know, say it's a Bournemouth, I go, right, well, you know, we can get a couple of goals in this. I'm looking at this game and I'm thinking, can we get 2 goals? You know, have we got that in our locker? Because the way we're attacking recently, you could argue that it's a no, and we have to win this game.
Tell you what, Lindelof, I thought he was going to go for a red card there.
I thought that. Really bad tackle. Could have been a red.
The press will say it should have been a red, but he's had a yellow card.
So it's going to be a good test of character if you're United. You know, we know Leicester's not one of the easiest teams. Being away from home as well, it's going to be interesting to see how United take this now.
Oh, it worries me. It does worry me, because, as I was saying, I think Ross, you were on your little break at the time, and I was saying that the trouble is that even if United lose tonight, Mourinho's not going to get sacked, but there will be people who start to use it as an excuse to sort of say Mourinho out. He's not going anywhere, so we need to win games like this. And you know, what's Pogba doing there?
What has he done?
What a waste of possession that is. It's not the sort of thing you do 1-0 down, is it? Basically, for Ross, I've seen him in it, he's tried to go from the halfway line and beat the keeper off his line, and keeper was never in trouble, and it went wide.
The problem, yeah, he's not Wayne Rooney, unfortunately. The problem is with something like that, I mean, when you do that and it doesn't come off, you just look like an absolute idiot. But if it comes off, it's obviously a worldie, isn't it?
Yeah, but I don't, you know, he's the captain, isn't he? I don't think it's something you should do at 1-0 down, but...
No, you're right. I think when Rooney's always done it, it's been like comfortable at home to like West Ham's and that.
Yeah. Well, Marcus is right though. It's character building, isn't it? Plateau says, no, not an excuse. Want Mourinho out for a long time. Yeah, well, I respect the people who want Mourinho out for a long time. I mean, Andrew Ellis, I've not seen him tonight, but he's been one of those people. And if Mourinho's not your cup of tea, that's fine. But I think, you know, just because we lose to Leicester tonight, if we do lose, I don't want it to happen. I'll be gutted because it's just not nice just before Christmas. But
you know what? Martial was so effective in the first 30 minutes. Before the goal, and we're not even using him there.
I don't want Mahrez at United. He's a dirty little diver. There's nothing wrong with what Ashley Young does there.
He has caught him on the top of the foot. Come on.
No, and I hate his hair.
It's a Twitter stat for you. Goals versus the top 6 in 41 games. Lukaku 5, Jamie Vardy 22. Big game player.
Wow.
What's that? I'm going to use that on a tweet.
It's been tweeted from Odds Bible, so it is a Nick tweet. But yeah, goals versus top 6 in the last 41 games. Vardy 22, Lukaku 5. And the other stat that come off somewhere else was that 42% of Vardy's Premier League goals have come against the Big 6. Crazy.
Having said
Crazy
that,
stuff.
I mean, I can't nick it because they follow us and I don't want to piss them off. But they...
No.
To be fair, I mean, what does that stat tell you? Are we picking on Lukaku again? Because what's Lukaku done wrong in this game? You know, he's not been presented with any good chances, has he? I'm sure if he was given that chance Vardy had, he'd probably put it away. So there's always the flip side.
I'm kind of underrating Vardy. I was slagging him off before the match, but actually, the stats don't lie in some cases. He is a big game player. He always scores against United as well, which is so annoying.
But I think as well, it's a bit like Lukaku at Everton, isn't it? I think if you put Vardy in a United side, he wouldn't score any goals because nobody'd be stupid enough to, play so high up the pitch and get caught on the break. He does benefit because he's quick, and a lot of teams against Leicester will camp in their half. And if Leicester get the ball out quick enough, he's going to get chances presented to him like that. It's interesting that Arsenal wanted Vardy. I would have been very interested to see him at Arsenal because I don't think he would have been any good. I think he suits the Leicester way of playing perfectly. But this is disappointing. And what's more disappointing is what changes do you make? And you might think about bringing Zlatan on.
No, not for me. It's Rashford before Zlatan because of Rashford's pace.
Rashford on the right, isn't it?
Yeah, Mata's played well. I think Martial and
right,
Mata have played well. It's really hard to pinpoint what the problem is. I'll throw it to the live comments and let's see what everybody says and Marcus and Ross as well, and I'll have a little think too. It's hard to think what's going wrong with United, and I'd have to be really blunt and horrible and say it's probably Lingard, who has had a good game. But why are we not creating chances then? You've got to be harsh on somebody and say, well, it's not Matic and Pogba because they're doing their job. It can't be the back four's reason we're not creating chances. It's not Lukaku because Lukaku's the finishing point. Why are we not creating chances? So it's got to fall on the likes of Martial, Mata and Lingard. And for me, it's the number 10 position. I'd rather see Lingard playing out on the right, and we need a number 10. But then Mata interchanges a lot. We're not creating enough chances, are we? Oh, it's it!
Well, is it?
Oh,
yes.
dinky.
1-1.
Mata, bats back of the net. Lovely finish. No power in it at all. Oh, we were just talking about creation. Mata, Lingard and Martial all involved.
Fantastic. Smallest guy on the pitch, look.
It's just, he doesn't even hit it hard.
But it's, you know what, I suppose you would put that down to the technique in the shot. It's enough.
It's just a pass.
It's far enough to make the goalie in the corner.
He guides it in.
Yeah.
What I will say, because I always love to give him praise, because I absolutely love him, it's Pogba that won that ball back in midfield to create that chance. So, quality.
We were just talking about that. It's hard to see what United have actually done wrong in that half, other than be very naive to allow themselves to get counter-attacked. But we create a chance and we're back in it. So I would hope that he doesn't make too many changes, at half time, if any, because I think the approach of the team's right. They just need to be more clinical in that final third in creating chances.
Yeah, to answer your... Go on, Matt.
Cool.
To answer your question, Mark, as to what's going wrong, I wouldn't even blame the players. I'd actually blame Jose. And I'm not Jose out. But I just think changing the formation, changing the personnel every time, you will always lose rhythm and fluidity from doing that. And I think that's what we're seeing, because the personnel's there and they're all playing well. It just ain't working.
Mm.
That's exactly what I would have put it down to. The 3-5-2, I just think we're better going forward and we're better defensively. We got defenders who play better in a back three than what they do in a flat four.
There's a lot of people in the live comments saying dinky. I presume I've used that word, which I don't even know where it's come from, but I should have just said back of the neck Jake Steels. Maybe I did, but I got excited with that because we're all United fans, and I don't think we deserve to be 1-0 down on the balance of play, but you are where you are, aren't you? And we've got back to 1-1 as you were. And
is that what you say every time you go to the toilet, Marcus? Mark?
Nah, doesn't work now. No, well, we just got to... Well, here are Leicester again, actually. I was going to say we just need to be a little bit more focused. I mean, Lindelof's not really a right-back, is he? So we are...
Well, he was lucky Pogba was there for the sliding tackle. That could have been trouble.
Mata scored, MUFC Forever Thomas. So it's 1-1. I think Mata's been good tonight. He wasn't good a couple of games ago, though. you know, he has deserved to be out of the team as well, as have a few players. But De Gea punches it clear.
Good punch as well.
Right, breaks on here. Oh, that's a lovely little ball by Mata again. If we use this pace with Young on the break, he's looking for it. Martial, I think Martial should have took it in his stride.
Yeah, he should have took it. Yeah. For all Mata's work rate and that, I do think he's a decent player for United. He does suit United as well.
Lazy Bros TV is watching from work. What do you do for a job, mate? Be interested to know. Hope it's not open heart surgery or something like that. He's always going to give a free kick there. Mahrez likes a dive as well. Yeah, I agree with RG Bizzle. I think Martial's dummy there was unnecessary. He should have just took it into his own stride, because would have been a better position. It's Mata's first goal of the season, apparently.
It could be. I did see something about this is his first away goal for so long.
So it looks like we're going to be going in 1-1 at half time.
Which,
you know, you can't trust these live comments, because the amount of people that come up with these fake goals is unreal.
No, just ignore them. Just listen to us. Oh my God, they nearly scored again then.
Yeah, the whole defence switched off there.
I'll tell you what, United's defence at the moment isn't as strong as it has been this season. It's some weird things that we're giving away. Again. Bloody hell, we're defending like Liverpool.
Come on, Martial, attack.
Go on, get rid of it. Good. That's better.
Matter.
Oh, we've got runners now. This should be 3. Well,
So
he says, people queuing up there, and it's the one Leicester man. There's got to be more goals in this. I still fancy 3-1.
Well, for people who put that bet on, they're quids in, aren't they?
Yeah, well, I don't know what that was all about. 0-0. That's good play by Mata.
Go on, Mata. Go on, keep
Remember
going.
when Mata took Vardy out? That was I used to have that on a GIF. I loved it. Used to use it all the time for somebody who just, like, you know, gives you some cheek. He absolutely sends Vardy about 10 yards up in the air.
My favourite gif is Twanzebe out muscling Sanchez. I mean, what an embarrassment that is.
Babukar says, Lacog. Can't even say it. I won't try to say that again. I think I was being accursed.
Get that shandy down, yeah.
2 minutes extra time.
Most touches on the pitch, Martial, Mata, and then Matic. Oh, sorry, Mata third, Martial, Matic. So we've got a lot of ball to Mata and Martial. I don't think we've created enough, to be honest. And that does, for me... Oh, that's poor by Matic.
Horrendous ball by Matic there.
He's won it back, though.
But he's trying.
Lukaku comes in. So an interesting thing there from Kwame. That dummy by Martial, apparently he got the call, which is something you don't consider when you're watching it on the telly. Obviously there's a lot of communication between players on the pitch. He got the call to leave it, which if you do, don't you?
Mm.
Yeah, didn't think of that, because if you're doing dummies like that when you're not getting a call, you just look like a bit of an idiot. So you have to only do stuff like that when the call's there. So yeah, and if the call's been made, that's the person who was running into fault, who I forgot who it was. Was it Lukaku?
I think it was Lingard and Lukaku, but obviously the Leicester player was there and they cut it out. Come on, United. I don't really want this game to go to half time. I've quite enjoyed it. Oh, Pogba.
Go on, Pogba, get it rid. Careful.
Pogba's been poor, says Paul McClellan. Maybe he's been poor by his standards, but I still think he's been, He's such a
Yeah,
talent.
he hasn't been at his best, but yeah, I think it's going to take a bit of time. He was out for 3 games.
And that's
Half
it.
time.
Half time, anyway. Give us your thoughts. Marcus, you first.
I think first 25 minutes, fantastic football from United. Leicester, they've not, apart from the goal, they've not, and that free kick, they've not really troubled us much. But yeah, it's the pace of Vardy, Gray, Mahrez that I said before the game that would cause us problems. So I'm not surprised, really. A bit downhearted we've not created too many chances, clear-cut chances anyway. But overall, I'm quite happy with it, quite content with it away from home.
And Ross?
Yeah, I'm just quite pleased with the character to come back from 1-0 down when we weren't playing that well at the time, to be honest. So that's nice. And you're right, I didn't really want that half to end because it looked like we were really on top. But yeah, a bit more of that in the second half. We've obviously got some key subs to make. I don't want to see Zlatan. I really don't want to see Zlatan, actually. I want to see Rashford at some point. I don't want to take Martial off because he's been fantastic. I'd like to see someone else make way. I'm not sure who yet, but I want to see them both on the pitch with Lukaku.
I suppose, Ross, with the last 20 minutes, there is a good chance of seeing Rashford and Zlatan on straight away in the last 20, purely because of, if we're still chasing the game, we know how much we need to win this game and still keep it at 11 points. So it'll be interesting to see if all our attacking talent is out on the field together. But I think the one to probably come off would probably be the usual suspects, mate. Really
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't want. Yeah, you're right with Zlatan, but again, it depends how Jose manages him, because I don't want Zlatan to come on and be told, oh, Zlatan, just do your thing. If he comes on, it's got to be Zlatan. You stay in the box, mate, because your movements aren't that great. So stay in the box and just be a man that people can throw crosses at, because when he drops out of the box, he becomes useless to me.
Yeah.
And the whole point of playing him and Lukaku is to have two players in the box. But what happens is Lukaku goes out to the right and just becomes ineffective, and then Zlatan doesn't move in the middle. If that happens, they've both got to be in the box, like an old classic 4-4-2 when we used to have Cole and York in the box. It works.
A few people are just asking who I was going like this, brush your teeth to. Jurgen Klopp just walked past. I think we will see Rashford at some point, without a doubt, and it will be Rashford for Martial, which I think is a shame, because Martial does look to be our best player. But it's also, you've got to look at Rashford, Martial, Lingard and Mata, and we're not creating enough chances, and all of them have played well today. But I would still say we're not creating enough chances. One chance in that half, really. And there needs to be more. I mean, this is why we need to go and buy, whether it's Ozil, Griezmann, whoever. We do need somebody to come into that Lingard position. And I'm not saying Lingard gets dropped. Maybe Lingard competes with Mata for the right-hand side and you pick the better player. But we need, you put a proper number 10 in there, and I think United go up a gear. And we do have lots of good possession. You can't knock the team for possession. Just in that final third, we don't seem to be able to create the chances we need to do, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm just getting rid of Jesse Jack myself. I like to do a bit of moderating myself. Oh, yeah. Jesse, enjoy your last 5 seconds, because now you go. Oh no, somebody's already done it.
Tubes has done it. Tubes done it. Well done.
Yeah.
Well done, Tubes. I was going to do it myself. Sometimes I just spot one. Lots of people saying don't bring Rashford on, and Elias the Gamer says I'm from Norway and I like Manchester United. Welcome, Elias the Gamer. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you're new. Fantastic community that we have. I'm hoping we're going to win the second half. The time is still running. Yeah, I didn't want the half to end, but let's just assess where we are, lads. I mean, Marcus, are you still confident we're going to win this game? Has it changed anything from that first half?
No, like I say, I totally expected a goal on the counter attack from Leicester. I didn't think we'd be as dominant as we were in the first 20 minutes, 25 minutes. But I am surprised, like Ross said about the character. I really thought we'd go in 1-0 down at half time, but luckily it's 1-1, and I'm very interested to see how we start the second half, because as we've seen time and time again this season, we usually come out and just play it around, and we don't look interested. We slow our play down. So I'm hoping for more of the same second half.
Yeah, Ross, you feeling the same?
Yeah, go out the way we started the first half, and we should look on to win this. Again, though, I know that Lukaku had that opportunity where his first touch let him down, but you're right, not seeing huge amounts of chances. And actually, our goal was a little bit of a nothing chance. He kind of made that.
Well, to be honest, I'm just watching it back now, and I've got to say, I think Phil Jones is the one, because Phil Jones is tight to Vardy in his own half, and then the next time Vardy gets the ball, he's 5 yards clear of Jones to pass it in. So, I know Phil Jones isn't as quick as Vardy, but Vardy, as soon as he's played that pass, is on the run, and Phil Jones is sort of jogging, thinking, well, there's no danger here, and then it's too late. If anybody's able to watch it as it's being shown actually right now. I'm not even put the audio on, but they've highlighted Phil Jones straight away, and I think that
and Ashley Young.
Yeah, well, Young's lost Mahrez, so that's one. Yeah. But Phil Jones just hasn't anticipated that danger at all, and it's just a straight sprint. And I'm not sure we've got anybody who could catch Vardy in a sprint at centre back, but Jones has got to anticipate it. Well, Jones isn't even sprinting, and Vardy is. And then by the time Jones starts sprinting, it's too late.
I don't think Phil Jones can sprint, can he?
No, but he certainly doesn't start trying to until it's too late. But it's 1-1. We've come back from it, and that's the main thing. I'm still confident we can win it in the second half. I don't think, if we're totally honest, a draw is not a terrible result away to Leicester, is it? Considering that we're not going to win the title and everybody behind us has dropped points as well. But for me, I don't want that gap with Manchester City to go any bigger than 11 points. So that should be our motivation. And also, if we do get 3 points today, that's 2 points extra on Chelsea, Arsenal and Leicester. So that's the positive for me.
Yeah, I've been talking up how poor I think this Premier League is. And I think, a draw away to Leicester last season, the season before, you'd have probably taken that. This season, I think you have to be looking for 3 points minimum, because City will drop points at some point, but I think the title's over. But I'd want it to at least be a little bit closer towards the end. So we have to win games like today. Like I said, we're the only team that can push them. If we don't push City, the potential for them being unbeatable is more of a key, because the further we push them, the more they're likely to slip up. So when they get distance, will be that when they can just be in cruise control, and that's a worrying thought.
Yeah, definitely. Lovely goal by Mata. We were just talking about how Martial, Lingard and Mata need to do more, and Martial put the cross in, Lingard laid it off, and Mata passed it through the legs of I forget his name, Maloney, and 1-1. So if those three, I do feel sorry for Lukaku. Ross, you made that point about the amount of goals Lukaku scored against the top six in comparison to Vardy. A fair comparison, but also I think a bit of a nothing comparison really in relation to, it's just sensationalist to turn people against Lukaku when Lukaku's not had a chance yet. Vardy's had the best chance of the game and he scored it. Lukaku's not had a chance yet, and I think that's a bigger problem for United. And also what I've seen this week is that Zlatan's not better for Manchester United than Lukaku. He might be a better player, but his attributes don't suit United.
No, he doesn't. And I didn't realise until I'd done this watch along tonight how much hate Lukaku gets in the live comments here as well. And it's an opinion-based game, and that's their opinion. But maybe what people they're not comparing him to Zlatan, but maybe they're comparing him to what a striker should be doing for United. And the argument is that we could probably do a lot better. But actually, I'm a Lukaku fan, and I think that he is a clinical finisher. I know he's missed a few chances this season, which we all remember. But the fact is, he only gets one chance a game. Where I can't name a striker around Europe who's scoring 40 goals a season that's only getting one chance a game. So I like him, and I just think that maybe give it 2 or 3 years' time. If it carries on as it is, we probably will look to replace. But I think he'll improve. He's still young, and his goal scoring stats are ridiculous. They're absolutely ridiculous.
There was a comment here from Jonathan Carlin that jumped up in front of me. He said, Lingard's been class, Mark. You're on drugs. That's an interesting one for Marcus to answer. I'll just give my thought. Look, I think Lingard has played well, but we were talking about before the goal, because we very nearly went in 1-0 down. How are we going in 1-0 down when we've got all this possession? Same as against West Brom last week. Lukaku's goal was good, but it was the only chance we created in the whole game, and Lingard's shot was deflected. There's something wrong with Manchester United. We've got lots of possession, but we're not creating a lot of chances. And I think we're getting sort of blinded by the fact that Mata, Martial and Lingard played well. But ultimately, if we're not creating chances, they're not doing their job. Which is why we were sort of trying to figure out why it was going wrong. And for me, it does come down to that. It's Martial as well. It's Mata as well. They're creators. Lukaku's not had a chance in that game. They've got to, they are playing well, but they've got to add that creative element to their game, because we can't just play well and not create anything.
No, we can't. But on the topic of Lingard, I think a lot of people, he's playing the number 10 position. For me, he's not a natural number 10. He's nowhere near number 10. He's not even a first team player for me. I would have gone with Mata at 10 and Lingard on the right, but it just so happens that Mata's scored the goal. That's got us back in it. But Lingard, he's not really. I can only think of one chance where he tried to slide it into Lukaku behind Leicester's back four.
Yeah,
it didn't quite come off. Yeah. So for me, he's not a creative player. He's more of a player that likes to run at people down the line. So, and I think obviously it's going to highlight what we're missing throughout the team.
Remember, if you're new to the United Stand, subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Fantastic community that you found. I think you're going to really enjoy it. We're live every night at 8 o'clock, and just get involved with the channel and subscribe. Good comment here from Lynn Hall. She's been with us for quite a while. She says, Jones so slow getting back and poor decision making. Why didn't Smalling put in a tackle before the goal? I'd agree with that as well. And De Gea could have come out. Bad defending all round. I did think that when the ball came over the top. Where was De Gea? Because he's the ultimate sweeper keeper. And he didn't materialise, and normally he would have done. So I think that's a really good point as well, because I did think it at the time. Maybe that was unfair, I don't know, but I did think it. So fair play for bringing it up. Mickey should come on, says the plural. I mean, no, says Ross.
Not.
I was going to ask you about that actually.
No, definitely not. I thought he was so poor midweek. I couldn't believe his first touch was giving the ball away against Bristol. I mean, he showed me nothing in that game, so I keep him well away. But I do think our play is so unbalanced towards that left-hand side. I mean, you look at the goal, our right wingers over on the left, Martial's on the left, Jesse Lingard's, playing as a striker. So who's going down the right? Because we ain't got Valencia anymore. It's so heavily reliant on that left and on Martial at the minute. It'd be nice to have a right winger that can penetrate the same. But I like the fact that Mata moves out of position, because that's why he pops up with goals like that, because you just don't know where he is.
I definitely think De Gea should have come for that. I just watched it back again, and where it's bouncing, I think De Gea should come for that and head it. I think he should be off his line quick. I mean, it's very hard to criticise De Gea because he is the best keeper in the world for me, but I think he should come and do something about that. But he didn't, and we need more. We need more from the number 10, says Professor, and I do agree with that. We lack a number 10, and to be fair, we've not really had a number 10 for a number of years now. Rooney was poor in that role. We've not had anybody grab the role, and I think we're in for an interesting January. Are we going to sign anybody? Are we going to sign a number 10? Are we going to sign a winger like Ross says? Be interesting. Any changes on your score prediction, Marcus? You're still going 3-1?
No, I'm still going 3-1, but I just want to say something about that De Gea thing there. I don't think he could have come for that at all, because Mahrez has got the beating of Smalling at the edge of the box. So if he comes for it, then it only takes a little looping touch from Mahrez to knock it over him, and then we'd all be saying, nah, De Gea should have stayed on his line. So no, I don't think De Gea should have come for that whatsoever. But no, I'm still sticking with 3-1, mate. I'm thinking I'm well on track for it.
All about opinion, obviously. Andy MT's made a contribution. He says Lingard plays well, but he has a limit to his game. That's a fair point, to be honest. And Ross, you went 2-0, so obviously you've got to change your scores. You're going to go 2-1?
I'm sticking with 2-0, mate. No, I think it'd be 2-1. But I'd like to think it'd be 3-1. That's the preferable scoreline because, yeah.
Hader Hammoud has made a contribution. He says Mickey on we forget how good he is. Remember Di Maria. I think you were going somewhere with the first two bits, but then you killed it with Remember Di Maria because I do. He was crap. So, but Mickey on we forget how good he is. The jury's still out with Mkhitaryan for me. I know Ross has more or less made up his mind, and I understand that. I'm very close myself. I personally don't think Mkhitaryan did play well against Bristol. I just think he played better than the crap he was in October, so everyone thinks he's back again. He still gave the ball away a lot. He still ran into blind alleys, but he did create a couple of chances. So I don't think it was a good performance for the space he had, but it was obviously better than he'd been in October. But we're off in the second half. We've got no substitutions for United, which I think is the right decision at the moment. I'm sure we will see some, and it'll be interesting to see if he gives Mkhitaryan a run out.
I think if that's the option, if you've got the option between Mkhitaryan and Zlatan, for me, as bad as Mickey form has
I
been,
agree with what you're going to say.
I'd go with Mickey, purely because Zlatan, he just makes us so static. There's nothing in front. There's no movement from him, and he's not that sort of player, is he?
How about Herrera in midfield? Shove Pogba at 10 just for a trial. Do you not think that could work?
Could do, Ross. Yeah,
could do. I personally don't like Pogba as a number 10, to be honest. I know we tried it a bit last year, especially we tried it at Anfield, didn't we? But yet again, he was playing with Zlatan as the number 9, and we know, Zlatan as number 9 is pretty much the problem for Pogba. We were talking about it before the game. I don't think Pogba plays well with Zlatan in the team because Zlatan comes into Pogba's space and also he doesn't get in behind. I don't think Pogba and Zlatan complement each other that well. So maybe Pogba as a number 10 with Lukaku would be worth a try, yeah.
Could work. I've got a shout about Pack 93 has been trolling me most of this show, and he said some hurtful things, and he's absolutely ruined my Christmas. So thanks, Pack 93.
Andrew K just said good shout, Ross. So that should make you feel better.
Oh, thanks, mate.
I think Matic might have just been booked. No, yeah.
Yeah.
Looked a bit soft to me.
But it's that stage of the game, isn't it? The referees have got decisions to make, so obviously, as you said earlier, Mark, everything's going in favour of the blue, isn't it, at the minute?
Well, we're only a couple of minutes into the second half, but as Leicester have been on the ascendancy for the first couple of minutes, they've got a free kick here, and we need to defend it better than we did that one at the end of the first half because they just seem to get in very, very easy, and we have dealt with it better that time.
Yeah.
I've got to say it as well. A lot of people in the comments are talking about my suggestion of Herrera, and it did come from someone in the live comments, but I just missed his name, so it wasn't actually my idea. I've got to fess up.
You see, that annoys me there. We're on the break. The ball's bouncing towards Simpson. Lukaku's running at him. He could go for a 50-50 and flatten him and win the ball. And if he does, Martial's running alongside him and through. And he doesn't. He just lets Simpson go for it. I just think, to be fair, if that was Mark Hughes in a United shirt, or a Cantona, or even a Van Nistelrooy used to do it, he'd go and rough them up. I hate people who don't go for 50-50s, and I don't know whether it's fear of injury or what these days, but a lot of people, especially in United shirts, they don't like 50-50 tackles, and I don't know why.
The thing is, as well, what goes for Lukaku is he's built like a tank anyway, isn't he? So, he's just going to steamroll through him, and it's going to come down to the ref whether he gives it or lets it go. But at least go in for it and try. Get the ref, get him to make a decision.
Must just be petrified of getting injured.
Yeah, but Lukaku's injury record's pretty good, isn't it?
It is really good, actually. Really good.
And we've all slated Mickey for pulling out of 50-50 challenges, so.
I don't even have to. You don't pull out a 50-50
Well, you
challenge.
don't go in.
No, he was never there in the first place, is he?
I'll never forget that one at Anfield, the one with Salah. It was just bottling of the highest order. It really annoyed me. But I still think we missed the trick there at Anfield. I still think that was 2 points dropped.
Yeah. So one thing I think we can all agree on is the fact that this is definitely not a park the bus situation.
Nah, I mean that's a bit of a myth, to be honest.
Yeah, and United haven't parked the bus at all for me in this game.
I'll tell you what was a shame that I saw today. I watched El Clasico and it was very, very reminiscent of United City a couple of weeks ago, because although Barcelona were 11 points clear of Real Madrid had a game in a hand, so effectively it was 8 points. Real Madrid were the home team, and obviously we were the home team, and we were 8 points behind City, so it had a very similar thing to it. And obviously if Real Madrid lost, the title was gone, and they did lose. But the first half, Real Madrid were fantastic and Barcelona were terrible. I was like, how are Barcelona so far ahead? And Real Madrid pressed the ball, they had so much of the ball, they created the odd chance, and then second half it was still 0-0. I think Barcelona just went, we're so lucky to still be in this. They got their heads together and they won it 3-0. And I just thought, how wrong did we get it at Old Trafford? What were we on with? It was such a wet lettuce approach to it. And it comes back to what somebody was saying in there, which I just said as well. Here we go. Lukaku. Oh, he was offside anyway. Good job, because his first touch was terrible. Surprise, surprise. But good. But you see, that's the Pogba. That's Pogba. And it's Pogba again. But he loves that little ball.
Cranium 11210 has asked a fantastic question, right? Which you'll probably need to do a whole show on, but you may be able to answer it. I'm not sure. But it's how many of this starting 11 would get in the squad of 99? Which is really tough, man. You'd even
Pogba would be on the bench.
He'd be on the bench, yeah, because he ain't replacing Keane or Scholes. I mean, I don't think any of them would.
I think Martial would be on the bench as well.
De Gea on the bench.
De Gea would be on the bench, obviously.
So De Gea's not getting in that starting lineup for you then?
No, nope. Not for Schmeichel. Not yet. It is close, but not yet. The thing about Schmeichel is that De Gea doesn't give you is Schmeichel was a leader as well. You know, he was so vocal.
Yeah. Captain, wasn't he?
Yeah.
The final.
Yeah. So, yeah, Pogba, Martial and De Gea in the 99 squad, and they'd all be on the bench. I don't think anybody else, really.
It's interesting that then you don't think Lukaku replaces Sheringham or Solskjaer either. They don't even get in our top two.
Not in a million years.
Well, they were special players, weren't they, Ross?
They were, mate. I don't think Sheringham gets the credit he deserves. I loved him.
Mata scored for Manchester United, Kai. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Even in the current squad, nobody gets close. Because you couldn't even put Matic in because you've got people like Nicky Butt, who, for me, offers you more going forward as well. Yeah, there's nobody, is there? Which shows you the current problem with the squad. I think beyond Martial, Pogba and De Gea, we haven't really got any players that other clubs would want for definite. That is such bad defending. Good block by Lindelof, because that is awful defending. How does that Mahrez do that? Should be 2-1.
Turned. Look at the midfield. That
Belden
guy.
Smalling goes in for a 50-50. Mahrez is absolutely killing Young. Should be 2-1 that. Got to be honest. Good block by Lindelof.
Oh. Dirty tackle on Lingard, but he's got up and kept going. That's definitely yellow.
Oh, Lukaku.
Come on, Martial.
Oh, no. Tony Martial. Bloody hell.
Can't believe
Anybody.
that.
Well, it should be 2-2.
What? That was a good ball from Lukaku. Martial.
He's got to score.
That's absolutely terrible miss.
He done that against, was it Bournemouth? He did that as well.
Yeah. To be fair though,
that's twice
now. The block by Lindelof is it's a goal saving goal. Tackle that block that is. But Martial's got to score that. I don't want to see that again. Don't want to see that again.
You know what happens now, don't you? Rashford comes on for him.
What happened to Martial nestling it in the bottom right-hand corner of the net? Why is he trying to blaze it?
He's got to score. He's got to score. If that's anybody else, I've got to admit, people are saying you golden boys missed it, but I think he's saying it bounced. But
I think he's gone for power, and he over precision.
I don't know. He's saying let's watch it because Lukaku actually does really well here.
He's onside, definitely onside.
No,
yeah, yes.
He should score. There's no excuse about a bounce. It's he gets it totally wrong. It's a sitter, that is. For someone of Martial's quality.
You know Rashford's coming on for him in any minute now.
Got him in the fancy football team as well. And Lukaku would have been an assist. Bloody hell. Chad, I wouldn't go so far as to say Lukaku would have scored that on his weaker foot.
No, he would have turned it onto his left, wouldn't he?
Yeah,
Even Zlatan would have scored that.
I'd give Martial 10 minutes and he's coming off. As I just tweeted it, I would have put my mortgage on Martial to score that. There's nobody in the team I think's better finisher than him, but that's bordering on unforgivable. He has to score that chance. But having said that, Leicester had a really good chance just before it, so you can't overlook the fact that.
I don't know why he rushed it. He had so much time.
I know, and Schmeichel had already started going the other way, so he only had to pass it.
Yeah.
Well, both teams have had a let off.
Yeah, definitely. It's a good game though.
It was annoying because that was a let off for Leicester, but ours wasn't a let off. It was great defending by Lindelof. But that was just pants. They didn't even have to do anything, Leicester. Martial just missed it all on his own.
I hope Al Brighton got booked. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did. What's that? First chance in 10 minutes? Looks like Danny Simpson's coming off.
Ex-United.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, T, about Young, and that's the problem with Ashley Young. He's very good going forward, but defensively, what people seem to ignore is that he's crap. He's absolutely crap defensively. When he's up against the winger, he runs at him. Because he's not a left back. He's not a left back. But going forward, he obviously gives us a lot, but defensively, he's a concern. The FIFA prospect says Ross check Twitter.
I'll just have that as well. If you probably all just heard my phone go off, and that was him. Thanks, FIFA prospect. I know what it is, mate. Thanks, mate.
Good chance for Martial. See, Lukaku should have gambled there for me. He's got a height. Well, he's got the height to get his head on the end of that, maybe. Little flick.
I think Haha Banter makes a good point that Martial is slipping, but he's slipping from very high standards, isn't he? His season this year has been pretty flawless. Loads of assists, loads of goals. You know, that miss is a bad miss. The Bournemouth miss was a bad miss.
I can't believe that they were both in form at the same time, and now they both seem to be out of form at the same time. I mean, you can't win.
No. Yeah, because Rashford's back out of form, definitely. I still think Martial's had a good game, but you know, in that position, you can't defend him. He's got to score that chance, but
Right, United not pressing like we should have done.
I think Lindelof's done a good job. I don't think he's got much of a future as a right back, but is
no.
Oh, come on, that is a foul.
That's just taken down. Come on, yeah.
Vardy trying to get revenge on Mata.
could start playing with a bit more composure, I think. Oh, Martial's blocked off there. Come on, ref. Yeah.
This is a free kick. I think what Martial brings that Rashford can't bring is he's got such good close control. Now I like a free kick in this position when there's no Zlatan or Rashford on the pitch because they can't take it. So let's see what Mata and Pogba can do. It's a blatant foul.
Am I making it up that Lindelof used to take free kicks for Benfica?
No, he did, yeah.
No, he did.
Because he don't even get anywhere near him, does he?
No. Ashley Young's, of course, got Ashley Young as well. Goals from set pieces this season. United have had 9. Man City have had 9. So we're top of the league with that. Or joint top.
So this would matter for me all day.
I don't know. I quite like the round the wall, so I'd go Young. But Mata can go over the wall.
I think that's a generous 10 yards as well. It's in.
Oh, you
2-1.
bastard! Get in! One Mata. That's how you take a free kick.
No way! A Mata double.
Absolutely fantastic free kick.
It is. It's perfect. Good call, Marcus. Good call. Gets it absolutely spot on. And
Marcus, you need to start Football Manager, mate.
nothing Schmeichel can do with that, to be fair. But lovely goal. Nice to see Mata back playing well as well because he's fan favourite. And it's a lovely goal. I'm just watching it back. Well, it's a bit closer to the keeper than I thought, but he gets it wrong. Be quiet there, please.
Schmeichel's virtually dead centre in the goal, so I don't think he's got any excuse there. I just think the quality of the free kick is just beat him.
But you know what? If you get a free kick, it winds me up that people don't get free kicks on target. If you get a free kick on target, you've got half the chance of it going in. And that's all he's done. Just make sure it's on target. Brilliant free kick.
So that's Mata's 3rd Premier League goal this season.
Third goal of the season, so obviously wasn't his first when everyone said that. But good to be in front, especially after that miss by Martial. So
dinky.
It was a dinky free kick, and I missed the opportunity with that. It caught me out. But he's on a hat trick. I tell you what, I don't know what Jose's going to do because he loves to take Mata off after 70 minutes as well. Martial's definitely coming off, isn't he?
I think he's very underused, Mata, for me. He's just one of those players that you've got to make room for in your team.
To be honest, Mourinho shouldn't be making substitutions on the 70 mark tonight because what he should be thinking about is I'll play a few players for 90 minutes tonight and then I'll play different players against Burnley on Boxing Day.
Yeah.
Or I think when you make a substitute when the game's like this, you can send out a negative image to the team, and that's why we start sitting back. But let's just carry on playing as we are. Get that 3rd goal. Leave them all on there.
Yeah, definitely.
I think the only worry for me at the minute is Ashley Young. Not had a great start to the second half, but
another foul on Martial.
I think Mahrez has identified him as a weakness down that left-hand side.
See, this is why I think Martial's had a good game today. Very confident running with the ball and takes another foul for the team. And they're worried about him. 3-1's looking good.
Yep. Well, Ashley Young, get out there, Mahrez, come on. He's been done again.
I'd take Young off, to be honest.
Yeah,
He's getting skinned a lot, isn't he?
Luke Shaw.
Oof.
You'd have to, wouldn't you? It's either Shaw or Rojo.
Apart from that miss, it's such a shame that miss by Martial because I think he's probably been man of the match with Mata. His distribution and movement with the ball has been brilliant. It's just a shame he didn't score that goal because he's been so good on the ball. He's ran with it. He's won fouls. He's put crosses in. I think Lingard's been a bit quiet this half, to be fair. I do think we'll need the third goal, though.
I think Matic has had a very commanding game so far as well.
Yeah, it makes such a difference. Off the ball. A bit like Carrick, really. It's what he's doing off the ball.
I don't know if it's a fitness thing with Matic, but because he didn't play midweek, but I've seen a lot more sprinting back from Matic than I've seen in previous games. I don't know if something's been said or if it's generally fitness, but when we lose the ball, he's the only one that I see sprinting around that pitch to get back in position, which it's good to see.
Well, I hope we can see the same, because I think, although I thought we would win today, it's still a very, very good win, and I'm sure somebody will look at the stats, and our form away from home this season has been pretty relentless. I can't think of a game we've drawn. Stoke, yes. Liverpool. We've not had many draws this season, have we?
No, I don't think so, no.
And of course, I mean, this is whatever happens in this game. Of course, we don't want to draw it, we don't want to lose it, and there's still possibilities. But what doesn't get mentioned enough, because the press are anti-Mourinho and anti-United, but the fans should pick up on it a little bit more, is that it was only a few short months ago we were talking about how many. I remember I used to do shows and say we've dropped 18 points against shit at home this year, and you'd list them off: West Ham, Hull, Bournemouth, West Brom. So many games. And that was a huge problem for us last year. And then, yet this year, it's just resolved. And it doesn't get any mention at all. But we dropped so many points away from home. Brilliant work by Martial there. Yeah. And he takes a foul as well.
And again, he gets taken out by Vardy. That's the third or fourth one like that now. Oh, come on, if you're going to do Matic for nothing, you've got to give a yellow there for Vardy.
Yeah, persistent fouling of one player. Herrera fell to that against Hazard, didn't he?
Mourinho will love that, though. The hard work.
Oh, my mistake, it wasn't Vardy. Looked like Vardy as he ran past him, clattered into the back of him, but...
Who is it? Where's Morgan?
Okazaki.
I think it's the lad who came on, isn't it?
Amate, was it?
Yeah, I think he's whoever came on for Simpson. I think Martial's been fantastic. As I said, I just think it's a shame of that miss, because it's took the icing off the cake as what's been a fantastic performance throughout. I think he's been really, really good. I think Mourinho's took him to that next level. I think last year was a bit about give and take and a bit of coming together between both characters, but they've obviously put the work in together, and they're reaping the rewards, because the work rate's much, much better. And it's interesting. This is well done, Young. Zaki's a good player.
Yeah, this is a problem. He's got bundles of energy, I think, that guy. And I think he could be quite a nuisance out there on the right with Mahrez to Ashley Young.
Yeah.
I'm going to change my mind. I think that Mkhitaryan should come on in this game, thinking about it, because I don't want to see him starting against Burnley. And we do need to rest some players, so I'd probably take Lingard off.
He's more of a threat, I think, Ross, than Zlatan, isn't he, at the minute?
Yeah, definitely.
To be honest, I'm going to be controversial and say if Martial comes off, I'd sort of agree with it. He's put a lot of work into this game. And they are strong down. They know we're weak down that side. Get Rashford on just to do a shift. I'd probably agree with it for once.
The only reason I want to see Rashford come on, only United player.
Go on.
Pogba's free behind him. Look up. Oh.
Mata.
Unlucky.
There's a hospital pass that by Mata.
Yeah, Lukaku should have given it to Pogba, though. Took too long on the ball, though.
Go on. It's end to end at the moment.
Yeah. Oh, no. Another one. Same guy. Come on. Right, finally.
This referee will hate it, because it's that old fat one. It's end to end.
But he needs to lose a few pounds, doesn't
he? Yeah, he won't like it. He can put it all on again at Christmas, can't he? He'll be stuck. He won't be not having any turkey.
20 minutes to go.
Yeah,
Rashford's
Rashford's coming on. Like I say, for the first time in the world, first time ever, I think Rashford for Martial is a good sub.
Got to shore up that left-hand side, mate.
He's played in every game this season, hasn't he, Rashford? And I think they want to keep that stat going.
Seeing the replay back of the free kick. Fantastic. Yeah, Schmeichel's got no chance for that.
Of course, the nice thing is if we win, it will just be another kick in the teeth for the Scousers this Christmas. They will hate it. They will absolutely hate it. In fact, we're the last Premier League game, aren't we? So everybody will be watching this, hoping that we slip up. So it is Rashford for Martial, and as I said, for the first time ever, I actually agree with it. I think Martial's had a really good game. He's put a hell of a lot of work in, and down that left-hand side, we're looking a bit ragged. So Rashford will just come on for 20 minutes and put a shift in, which is good.
I do think Martial, he has had a good game today. Very dangerous in the first half. He has been dangerous again. Maybe not as much as the first half, but I think he's put so much energy into that left-hand side that he deserves the rest, I think.
I do think there has to become a point there. I mean, I would agree with somebody who just said it in the live comments there. I didn't catch the name because it whizzed by. That at some point he's got to play Martial for the full game. It can't be every game because he is our best flair player, and but on the performance today, he's been kicked around a lot. I think he's put a lot of work in, and we are, the left hand side we're looking a bit weak, and I think Rashford likes playing as a left back, so
it's kind of the best compliment you can have as a footballer to know how many fouls you've had against you, and that's what he's getting, fouled all the time. That's how you stop the team's best players, but consistent fouling, and he's got to ride that out. But yeah,
here we go.
Lingard's in. Lingard, right?
Oh, he's missed an open bloody goal. We still can score. Oh, Lingard.
That should have been game over. Oh. He beat the keeper, all ends up. He's gone round him.
Great play. Put through one-on-one by Lukaku. He's got to score.
He has, yeah.
He could even cut it back for Rashford if he wanted to.
You know what? That's a great pass from Lukaku there.
It's 2 assists he should have had today.
Yeah. He should. You're right.
Could even give Lukaku a run at number 10.
Oh, don't.
Not that bad.
Oh, someone else is coming on there. Who's Jose pulling in?
Probably Lingard off. Get off, Jesse. Wow. We should have won this game.
Yeah.
Lingard's not popular enough that if we now draw this, he won't get a lot of stick. It's a worse miss than Martial's, that is.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Anyway, Rashford here.
He rounds the keeper.
He's done it again. You know what? This guy...
He's got to be off.
He's got to be gone, yeah. He's got to. Again.
Yeah, fair play. Red card, Leicester. I thought it was him.
Is he sent him off?
Amate.
Yeah,
did he come on as a sub as well?
He did, yeah. For Simpson, he's never... I said, like, that left-hand side, get Martial to test him out. And, yeah. Totally deserves that. He's been 4 or 5 cynical fouls there. Yeah. Look at that. That's the second yellow, without doubt.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
He fouled Martial and Rashford just finished him off. Good to see a decent... Oh,
Mata, what a first touch.
Oh, what was he doing though with the final one?
Oh.
Right, I'm just going to go and use the toilet, lads. I'll leave you to it for a moment.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's going to be job done and we can see it through. You never know though.
You seen the foul then, Ross, have you?
I have, yeah. And do you know what? The reason I liked it was because the same reason as us. You could argue maybe was it a booking? Wasn't it a booking? Well, it's persistent fouling, and the ref just looked utterly pissed off with him. He was just like, "Mate, I'm just sick of I'm sick of blowing the whistle with fouls. Get off the pitch." Like, I like that. And actually, this ref's been getting a lot of stick from the live comments about being a fat bastard, but fair play. Great decision as well.
I think he was calling to Herrera down the line, I think.
How do you think this changes the dynamic then of United? Do we just carry on attacking? Because they're still the same threat on the break for me, Leicester. Or do we just look to just control the game a little bit more? I mean, for me, nothing changes. I don't know about you, Marcus.
I would, do you know what? Even with 10 men, mate, they've still got that danger of Vardy, haven't they? Morris and Gray. So I would look to, I would. Who's he coming on for? Is Herrera coming on? Lingard. Yeah, I'd probably agree with that. I just think we need to keep hold of the ball more in the middle of the field. Assert our dominance now, because they're either going to have to go with 3 at the back or go with 4 at the back, aren't they now? So something's got to give for Leicester. But I think, let's control the ball in the middle. Don't concede possession too cheaply. And just see the game out now for me.
Totally agree, mate. Sorry, mate. I've just seen a Marty's heat map for Leicester tonight, and it's just one line of him walking on the pitch and walking off again. I love things like that. Really make you laugh.
A few people in the comments saying parking the bus. I don't think he's parking the bus now. I just think, overload the midfield now, keep control of the ball. Abdul says, good change, Jose. Herrera on, does that mean Jose heard Ross and is going to play Pogba, number 10? It could be, Sandy. Yeah, could be.
I think we'll just line up as a 3-man midfield. I think we'll just play 4 at the back, 3 in midfield, quite compact, and then just let a front 3 of Mata, Rashford and Lukaku do the thing up top, to be honest, which I think is the right way to go.
One matter. I was shouting with it muted there. But Matter is the hero. Is he come off yet? No, he's still on.
No, he's still on. They just brought on Herrera for Lingard.
Oh, yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Then again,
a lot of people saying park the bus.
Yeah, park the bus with 10 minutes. It did drop into my head straight away, to be honest. I can't lie. What are our thoughts on that?
I just think he's overloading the midfield now. Keep control.
Yeah.
Keep control of the midfield. You'd have to say it is a defensive change, isn't it? But Sandeep in the comments says, maybe now we're going to see Pogba at number 10, like Ross said.
Yeah.
For me, I don't
needs
care
minutes as well.
I want 3 points. I don't care how we do it, as long as the score stays the same. Because you have got to worry. You can't hit, like me and Marcus were saying, Mark. Because they're down to 10 men, don't mean you can just go at them now, because they still have the same threat on the break. That won't change with the sending off for me. So you got to be careful.
Well, their only threat, to be honest, is on the break, isn't it? So you'd be almost naive to go gung ho. Although here we are, Rashford. It'd be good for Rashford to get a goal and build some confidence up.
What do we think of Lindelof to that right back, by the way?
I think steady.
Yeah.
He made that block, which, I think Leicester fans would probably look back on that and say if we score that, we go 2-1 up, give ourselves a great chance.
Yeah, good point.
Been alright, hasn't he? Much prefer him as a centre-back, though, but to go right back against bigger teams, no.
No.
I think we're going to have to buy a replacement for Valencia, really.
I think we got one, mate. Posey.
I don't know.
Stevie.
Yeah, I would probably go more to Ansibi. I still think Fosu Mensah would make a great midfielder, but even at Palace, he's not playing there. I don't know whether he played there today. Actually, I must have a look. But
So I think if Fosu was in the midfield with Matic and then Pogba further forward as the 10, I suppose, then yeah, I can see that working. But I can't see him in the midfield with anyone else in that United team. I wouldn't put him in there, say, alongside Herrera or McTominay.
I've just seen another one.
What a ball!
Oh,
now Rashford, this is how you finish 1-on-1. No, that's not how you finish 1-on-1. That's
what have you done?
To be honest, I think Rashford's miss there is worse than what Martial did. It's indecisive.
Why has he took so long? Why did he try to do a fancy and go around the goalie? He should have just gone for it. Fantastic ball by Pogba.
Keeper did well. Don't think it's a penalty.
You know what? Schmeichel hasn't got the ball though.
He does. He gets a little touch.
Yeah, but he grabs Rashford's right foot as well.
I think he gets the ball first. I don't know.
Again, one of those decisions that maybe not.
I'm just about to see it, so I'll be the
Adjudicator.
independent judge.
You have the final say, Ross.
Yeah.
Chilwell's come on for Gray.
Well, I think Lingard, all the youngsters really. I forget Lingard's not a youngster, is he? Lingard, Mata, Lingard, Martial, and Lingard have all, in different circumstances, missed chances they should have scored.
Yeah, he gets the ball there, mate.
I don't know why he tries to go past him, Rashford. There, I think Rashford can be a good finisher. He should have just slip it past him.
You got so many options, and going around him's always the hardest.
Yeah, going around the keeper's never a good idea.
Morris, yellow, diving.
Yeah, he's a diver.
Great ball by Pogba though for Rashford.
He should have hit it. It was set up on his right foot, and then he decides to go around him. Odd.
Through the last 10 minutes.
Well,
You know what?
you can't blame Mourinho if we blow this. We've had the chances.
This game should have been dead and buried by now.
Yeah, agreed. We still look more likely to get the goal though. I think, I don't want to say anything till the game's over as well, but it just goes to show again, we've not really been troubled by Leicester. We were naive by the goal, and this just fits in. Leicester traditionally, like West Brom last week, would be a really tough game. Mkhitaryan's coming on. Would be a tougher game than this, and they've just not really been like West Brom last week. I don't know what your thoughts are, Ross, because I know we spoke about it before, that the quality of the Premier League this year is just not the quality it's been for the last few. Leicester, West Brom last week. I wouldn't say we've been amazing, but we've been comfortable, and I think there's just a real drop in the quality of the teams below the top 5 this year.
Yeah, there is, and I think that's natural. I think what a lot of the Premier League clubs have done up top is poach from the same league. So, effectively, when you sign someone, you're not only strengthening, but you're weakening the opposition. And I think that's happened across the board. And I think United did it with Matic, actually. We weakened lower down opposition. Mkhitaryan's on now, which is, like we said, it's probably the right decision. I'll be interested to see how many times he gives the ball away in 8 minutes.
Well, I would be absolutely furious if we were to throw this away. We're against 10 men. We've had 3 real sitters to make it 3-1, and although I don't think it was at the time when Martial had his, but we should not be not winning this game.
It's a thing we say all the time, isn't it? It's the players not being clinical enough.
Yeah. Well, at least we've created the chances in the second half. I think that was a complaint from the first half.
again, though, we will park the bus the last sort of 5 minutes, and there's no need for it if we convert chances like that. Everyone's blaming Jose for his tactics, but actually it's the players, because if the chances were finished, there'd be no need for it. That happens game after game. I think Jose was saying that against Bournemouth. If Martial puts away that chance there, then we don't have the last 10 minutes that we had. It's not just Jose's fault. It's not just his tactics. He's just trying to protect our leads so we don't give away and draw games like we were.
5 minutes to go anyway. Mkhitaryan's on, loses the ball. I think he got a free kick, to be fair. Ref's not been too bad, actually.
He's had a good game. It's funny that we only know this ref for being fat. I don't actually remember him making any horror decisions, to be honest. He's not like the other ones, which I think are awful.
I think he has been a bad ref in the past, but he's done all right today. Is it Moss, isn't it?
That's it. That one that refed us against City, I can't stand him. Cannot stand him. Forget his name.
Which one?
Oh, I forget his name. Someone in the live comments to tell me.
Right, we're on the break here. Pogba,
This has got to be a goal. Come on. Cut it back for Lukaku. Oh, I didn't get it out. There we go. Mkhitaryan.
Come on.
Crap.
What?
Rubbish.
Why is he dilly-dallying? Hit it. I don't get that, mate. He's he's not literally one-on-one, but he's facing the goalie. That's all he's got to do. Just go for it, man. Go through his legs.
What's he do?
He passes it back.
Oh.
So indecisive, some of these players. They just don't know what to do with it. It's almost as if they're scared to shoot.
Yeah, I think we've been a lot wasteful in this game. I think a bit would be
Right, there's
generous.
a lot of people coming up with names of refs here. So you got Michael Oliver,
No,
Mike
he's
D,
my God.
Clattenburg.
Yeah, it was Oliver. Oliver.
Yeah.
He's rubbish, he is.
Yeah.
Isn't
Yeah, he's an absolute waster. You're right, Marcus. The keeper run out with his legs open, literally saying, oh, just tap it through, mate. I'll give you a goal. And I thought, actually, there's a lot of people saying Lukaku trash, but I thought that was a fantastic pass. Great, Mkhitaryan.
Here is Mkhitaryan again. He's in the corner. But this is why Mkhitaryan's finished for me. It's nothing to do with him being terrible. It's like you come on for 20 minutes, you want more. But you don't want, sometimes you'll lose it, sometimes you won't. And that didn't even get a go for a corner either. That's awful. I think it's a really good 3 points for Manchester United today, though, because we've wasted so many chances. So to come away with the goals, I mean, what have Leicester done all game really, apart from that one chance and the block? Here they go. They're going to go and bloody score now. I've said that.
Come on. Lindelof, put your foot in. De Gea, well done.
What do we got?
I think Smalling's got an injury here. He's down on the floor.
We don't want that. Stay up, Chris.
Oh, exactly.
Too important. He's all right. He's up now.
Got his hand over his nuts, so probably a groin strain.
Well, that was rubbish by Lukaku.
He's not even looking there. He's just aimlessly passed it.
I don't know what anybody else thinks though, but I thought it at the time, and I wish I'd said it out loud because I've said it out loud so many times before. As soon as Martial goes off, I know we've had chances since Martial went off, but as soon as Martial went off, I just don't feel I don't feel as confident anymore. We sort of lose something. Even Mkhitaryan can't do it. And this is the perfect game for him to stat pad like he was at the start of the season. Last 10 minutes when the opposition are stretched. 10 men and they're trying to attack us.
No, it's like someone's drained all of the footballing ability out of him. I mean,
Comfortable, hopefully. Be shambolic if we drew this, you know.
You know what? I'm not liking this at all.
No, I think we're playing way too deep.
Mickey Lou's lost it again. Oh,
Yeah.
mate.
Well, Smalling's had it. Groin.
The thing is, right, when you play, it's all right. The team sit deep because every time they're giving it forward, the front three are just losing the ball.
I think it's ridiculous that we're allowing Leicester City to get a bloody corner. We've only got 10 men.
Yeah.
Mkhitaryan again. He's got to go in for that 50-50. Bottles it.
Out the door.
Smalling's going to be out for a while, I think, which is a shame.
You
I
can't
will
come
shout
off.
out a player that I've given a lot of grief. I think Herrera's been okay since coming on.
He can't go off Smalling, can he?
No.
Shit. Yeah.
No. I think Phil Jones is saying to Matic and Pogba, you're going to have to sit there now.
Hopefully there's not a long...
Thing is, you can't leave him as the last man because Vardy, well...
Well, yeah, do you know what? In situations like this, I'd be half tempted to play Smalling up front.
You know what, Ross, yeah. And just say everyone just get back behind the halfway line.
Yeah. And Smalling, you know, pump the ball up to him. He's going to win aerial battles up there. Run off him.
Lucky Jones got a free kick there for us.
I think Phil Jones has had a good game again.
Quickly. Go on, Rashford, run it out. Get it down the corner.
I think he was at fault for the goal, but we've come back and we've shown the character, like Ross was saying. You know, it was going to be a mess. It was going to be a character-building game. And
Matic.
What was the added time, guys?
4 minutes,
mate.
Okay.
I think we're making hard work of it, though.
Yeah. Even Mourinho's out there on the touchline shouting.
Well, it just winds you up because, like, you know that the crowd are going to be behind Leicester at the minute, and it's needless. This last 5 minutes just didn't need to happen.
But you know what, Ross?
Blame Kozo. You can't blame Park the Bus tactics. Players have fundamentally failed in finishing huge chances.
You know what? We've only really gone like this since Mkhitaryan's come on.
And he's there now. Look at him there. He's just like,
yeah, I know.
What are you doing?
There's no pressure. He's not even going to the ball.
Right, we're on the break here. At least Rashford's got some legs. Go on, just
Rashford.
poke him in.
Just give
Poke
it to
him
him.
in.
Lukaku. He's in. No.
I think Lukaku's got to go through the keeper there as well. Yeah.
It's almost as if the ball's not, sat directly in front of Lukaku, he's not interested at all.
Good tackle, Pogba.
Yep. Right, Rashford.
Lovely ball by Lukaku. Rashford looks like he's... come on, they're queuing up.
Come on, look, 3.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I mean, some will say that's maturity from Rashford, but...
Lukaku.
Oh, he's at the
bar. Oh, he's offside
anyway. But I don't know why Rashford didn't show any urgency then. He was like jogging along. You know, Rashford's got all the fitness, and he just seemed to slow down as if we're playing for the corner flag. We'll go to the bloody corner flag. Don't know what Rashford was doing there.
Strange game.
Smalling's in a lot of trouble. I'd just take him off.
Do you know what? I'd get him off, get Matic in that back for me, just for the height, and then drop.
This is the thing, though. This never happens to Man City, does it? It's that Smalling, who for me has been brilliant for 2 months. He's now probably out for about 6 weeks.
This is where we need Marouane, mate.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do.
No, we don't. You're drunk. How much have you had to drink?
Get him in the defence for the last 2 minutes.
Anyway, because I'll have to end it quick and go through to the match reaction. So, who's been your man of the match, lads? There can only be one, I suppose.
Ross.
Well, no, actually, mine's different from the obvious. Mata for Ross. You,
Yeah.
Marcus?
You know what? I'm going to go for Matic.
Ooh. And I've got a different one now, which I'll give in the match reaction. So good to get a bit of variety.
Just to spoil it, Mark's will be Martial.
No.
But we'll wait.
Spoilers.
I know how your mind works, mate.
I think Matic is a... Oh,
Oh,
God.
I
It's good.
scored. Fuck. Oh,
2-2.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, you're fucking. Oh.
No, Smalling. The guy running behind him because he can't move. He's put it in.
Oh, for God's sake.
Don't believe it.
Well,
Oh.
I don't blame the defenders.
No, I blame the attackers for not finishing off their chances.
That is ruined your Christmas, everybody. I'm sorry. It hurts. That does. I feel sorry for Smalling. What's he supposed to? Why is Smalling left with him anyway?
He's dropped deep. Look, he didn't even know. He's gone.
It's poor defending. It's poor defending. Why nobody's picking him up anyway? There's 5 United players around him, and the one player that's near him is Smalling, who can't do anything because of his groin. It's just shocking defending again.
Pathetic. Game over. Game over, lads.
There's been over 5 minutes of added time here as well.
Well,
Yeah,
not when the goal win.
No, yeah.
No.
It's all over now. Done.
Change your man of the matches, lads.
No, mate, Matic still for me.
No. But Jose wants to go in there and give him a damn good hiding. Rashford for not killing off the game when he should have done. All of them. The amount of chances we've missed has been pathetic. Pathetic.
Disgusted with that. Absolutely disgusted.
All right, lads. I'm going to go and do the match reaction. Thanks very much for joining me, and have a good Christmas if I don't speak to you before. But unbelievable.
Catch you later.
Speak to you
Merry
in a bit.
Christmas, everyone. See you later.
Okay, everybody. I've had to just very quickly change the name of the stream because it was all set up to go. The link is in the video description. I'm going to go over there now. I'm absolutely stunned by that. But the link is in the video description. I'll be over there with my match reaction in 60 seconds time. Juan Mata's goal's not enough is what it's called. Link in the video description, or go through the homepage. I'll have to unload. You know what I'm going to talk about. It's not the defenders, it's the attackers. Unbelievable. That is ruined our Christmas. We're now 15 points behind City. Sorry, 13 points. Disgrace. I'll see you in 60 seconds. Link in the video description. Fucking unbelievable. Unbloody believable. Again, right at the end.